We good?
Yeah, we good.
We live?
I guess, yeah,
They see me?
we're live, yes.
My beautiful face?
Yes.
Hi, everyone.
Yo, why is
Hi.
my camera gonna do it now?
Episode
Hello.
What's
75.
good, Mike?
And welcome to the 75th episode of the Speaking Nerd podcast. And, yeah, so we're doing something a little bit different. We're doing a live show, because I honestly didn't know how else to do that. I honestly didn't know what else to do, and I was just like, well, we have OBS.
We could talk about Tommy Wiseau again. But...
No, that we did that already. So yeah, we're doing this. We're gonna be talking.
No, but he's releasing Big Shark. All right.
Oh my god, fucking Tommy Wiseau. Anyway, so for today's episode, we're going to be doing a multitude of topics and discussions. We're going to start out with news, and then I have a topic about whatever the fuck I had as a topic. I'm going to pull it up on the chat, but yeah, so let's just start out with some news here. And you know what? Let's talk about the good stuff first before we get into just absolute... disgust
abysmal
with
topics.
Yeah, I know. Absolute disgust.
Disgust.
So, most of this is going to be around Warner Brothers because there's literally no news on anything else. So, the first one I wanted to
Warner Brothers is just experts at fumbling the bag right now.
So the first one I wanted to mention was involving Matt Reeves. And Matt Reeves and WB, I guess they signed a multi-year picture deal or something like that. So for the next few years, literally,
Warner Brothers W.
Matt Reeves has
rare Warner Brothers
full
W.
control over what projects he's doing. He can do basically whatever the fuck he wants, and I mean that's really good in terms of the Batman universe that he's setting up, because for a while we were kind of feeling uncertain of what would happen, but now that this has come out, we don't have to really worry about his side of the DC universe, which I'm glad, because I really wanted to see this trilogy.
I mean, besides Cape Crusader, but...
No, we don't even have to worry about Cape Crusader because it's just getting transferred to another thing.
I guess so.
So we don't have to worry about it.
It's probably gonna get picked up by like Netflix, I'm assuming.
Yeah, because it's
Praise
still
Jesus.
It's still being produced and written and controlled and whatever by Matt Reeves and Bruce Timm. So it's not like that's going to change.
It's just being shopped at the moment, and
and
I
on
expect there's going to be Netflix. We already have planned in on there.
Adult Swim.
If Adult Swim is going to last that much longer.
Yeah, really.
Adult Swim's doing fine, I think. I don't know.
I mean, like with all the stuff they're doing.
Are they owned by Warner Brothers?
I really quite.
Are they? Okay.
Yeah, Adult Swim is a Warner Brothers owned entity.
Okay.
That's why I'm equally as fucking terrified, because it's like, oh shit, they're canceling everything else.
If they're canceling Adult Swim, you're basically out of a YouTube channel.
I'm killing myself.
I was literally talking to someone about how great Space Ghost Coast to Coast is today.
Oh, Space Ghost is great.
They need to bring that back for a special. It's like 30 years of Adult Swim soon.
Mm-hmm.
They need to bring back Space Ghost for a special. They're bringing back Aqua Teen. That's pretty sick. Can't wait for that direct-to-DVD film.
Just have Space Ghost interviewing Eric Andre interviewing Space Ghost.
Can you imagine?
Featuring Andrew Tate. No.
Oh, Andrew.
Gotta bring him up every episode.
I mean, on topic though, I'm really happy that Matt Reeves can do whatever he wants. I know that there was some news the other day about the Arkham Asylum show, and it's still being, toyed with down at Warner Bros. So hopefully we'll get that in the future. Probably not the near future.
Aren't they filming that?
Yeah, like they just started filming that, like, I don't know, like a month ago or something?
Yeah.
Yeah.
But that's one that we already know we're getting. Like, Arkham Asylum one's still... I don't think it's finished, like, writing-wise. I don't think they actually have gotten that far with it. And And it is a shame though too, because they took so damn long to greenlight the Batman 2 that we've been waiting all these months, and they just started writing the second movie. It's in the baby stages, so we'll be waiting. I'm thinking we're getting the movie sometime in 2025 at the earliest.
At least we got
I really
Joker
don't
too.
see it coming out. Yeah,
It's really depending on when they started writing it, because they could have started writing it when they were done with the Batman. It's just that they're now saying it.
that's true.
Yeah. I guess with that, though, because I can understand why they waited, because they weren't sure how much of a success the first movie was going to be. So, I would have been a little hesitant to start, greenlighting all these. Like, the fact that, they greenlit all these other projects, like, I guess, right between the release and, like, a few months afterwards, like, is a little dodgy, but I guess, it is what it is, so.
Right.
It is what it is.
It is what it is.
Or at least we know we're getting the Batman 2 now. So
That's true.
we don't have to worry about it getting canceled or no. There's no further plans for the Matt Reeves universe.
Yeah.
My worry is that
So
because now that the Batman is greenlit, is that, like, and they know that it's gonna make a shitload of money, that Warner Brothers is just gonna pressure him to make the movie sooner rather than later. Like, I'm worried about the crunch that they're gonna have to endure, and
I'm
That's
mostly worried
I'm
about
kidding.
them trying to bring Robert Pattinson into a cohesive universe. Like, I just don't want. I don't want it touching any of the complete, dumpster fire that is the DCU any time ever.
yeah, I don't think they're gonna go that far. I think they're just gonna keep it self-contained to its own bubble and let it stay there.
Thank God.
Hopefully.
Because they know how much of a shit show the rest of the DC movies are. So
Yeah. That's why Matt Reeves is so promising. It's just I feel like he knows how to craft whatever it is that's in his head in whatever way he wants to. So I think he has a pretty broad idea of what he actually wants within this universe. So I'm happy it's in his hands over anybody else.
Yeah.
So
absolutely.
But yeah, that's great news. I was so happy to see that. I was like, yes. That was my exact reaction.
I guess the other piece of good news that I wanted to kind of mention was the Gotham Knights trailer that came out, and it's all right. Like, I enjoyed it.
Wow!
Yeah.
You bastard! You son of a!
Hey, I didn't say I didn't hate it.
Wonderful.
So. I don't know. It's just.
I thought it was wonderful.
Yeah. Like, it was cool seeing Clayface again. When I saw Harley, I was just kind of like,
Yeah.
Especially since we're getting her in another, game that's coming out not too long after. So.
Yeah.
And also she
kind of mid, if you ask me.
Yeah. I don't know, like, I know you guys have been super excited for the game, and I know you guys have been really liking the trailers that have come out. But for me, though, it's just that every trailer that comes out, I'm like, it's all right. Like, it's fine. I'm not hating on the game. It's just, the trailer is just not really.
Yeah, I'm gonna be real
for me.
Some of these villain voice actors are some fucking ass. I'm just gonna throw it out there.
Who? Like, which ones?
Clayface and Harley Quinn in particular. I haven't heard much Mr.
Bro,
I don't really care.
Clayface.
They are so mid.
So normal. Clayface sounds like Clayface should. It's a distorted voice that's really deep. And Harley, bro, anything is better than Tara Strong. I hate her, Harley Quinn. I hate her. She's a horrible. I think
rather her come back.
You can go to hell. Because
I think, you know what? You want to get in the ring right now?
Hold on.
No,
we all know I'd knock you out. We all know
you ain't.
We all know I'd knock you out. But listen, Tara Strong is the most overrated actress. She's the most overrated actress to play Harley Quinn. Nobody can touch Arlene Sorkin ever. No one ever will. But I'm just saying, like, she makes Harley Quinn sound super annoying and dumb, whereas Arlene had some intelligence to how she said things, and you saw the emotion behind Arlene Sorkin's portrayal, whereas Tara Strong, hey man, putting my dumbass, like,
That
come
shit.
on.
I want you to
Okay,
cook
go
that
ahead,
shit.
AJ.
Send it to me every day. Whoever's watching this,
Okay,
like the
okay.
one dude who's watching this.
Alter, please shut your pie hole.
AJ, motherfucker, you watch Smallville.
Zip it, bozo. Zip it. 1 second. Okay.
Mr. Beware the Batman's
there's
mid.
one-
Shut your bitch ass up.
Because it is mid. And also,
Well,
yeah,
I
Tara
will
Strong
win
is,
against you, motherfucker. I will knock your shit out.
because it removes all the dimension of the character that because Arlene Sorkin really nailed the role, and Arlene Sorkin is
Who
Harley
brung
Quinn
her up?
in some ways.
Listen, I agree
Also,
she's the best one. I'm just saying, I
I
would
think
rather
the
have Tara Strong as whatever the new chick they got. I don't even know who she is. No offense to her, she probably got a hella
Remember
bag
what
for
I
this
was-
movie for our game.
Alter, you're not letting me finish what I was saying.
There, you don't need to finish.
Is a really good choice, and she's gonna do a really good job. And also, I thought Clayface was really good and just fit the character. And I think it looks really promising.
I could be a better Harley Quinn than her.
I mean, to be fair to Alter, the girl they got for the Gotham Knights game, the lines that were said didn't sound right. So, I'm hoping it's better by final
He's
release.
onto something. He's onto something. Yo,
I didn't mind the part where she said, what did she say, Brat Girl or something?
Brat Girl.
I thought that was a Harley.
They didn't want to blow my brains out.
I do think, though, I do agree that sometimes the deliveries of some of the lines are not great. Like, I will say that. Like, from all the characters. Whether it be... And, primarily right now, I'm a Gotham Knights channel. But, I'm going to criticize it for what I feel.
Please
like,
cover other
I don't
games.
think Stephen O. Yang... or O. Young... what is it?
Stephen O.
Young?
Stephen O. Young.
Stephen O.
That's gotta be racist. Ain't no way.
Anyway.
Man,
I
on
think
Asian
Stephen
dude
O.
said
Young's
Yang.
deliveries and some of America's deliveries have been okay. I think the girl who plays Batgirl is the best by far, from what I've heard.
I
But
agree.
What?
all the other ones are hit or miss, but they're still good to me. They're just not. Sometimes they miss the mark.
I'd say the main three knights are have the best voice actors, or main four, maybe not Red Hood. I don't know. His is kind of iffy sometimes.
Yeah.
I feel like it's hard for me to associate Stephen O. Young with Red Hood because I know him as Mr. Negative, and his voice does not remind me of a Robin or something.
It
doesn't sound or look like Red Hood.
Yeah, it does feel miscast. I mean, I want to see how it plays out throughout the whole game. We've only seen a couple things, but so far it's really
I'm
not
trying, I'm trying to hold
I think
my.
Batgirl's voice actress has been the best so far. She's nailed everything.
Absolutely.
Yeah, she's probably my favorite out of the Knights, but
I'm trying to hold my criticism since I played the game because I don't have the full picture, but I think the actress of Barbara is the best so far, and just want to see what the whole thing is before I give my criticisms.
I mean, that's fair. So, all right, let's talk about how DC is fucking everything. Oh wait, I almost forgot.
Also, real quick, the release date got changed.
Oh yeah.
Okay, that's the only.
I was gonna mention Renee Montoya because it just popped in my head as soon as I thought about it, and then the release date did get moved up. I think so. That's kind of weird,
it's
isn't
4
it?
days.
Yeah,
It's interesting. That usually doesn't happen.
Yeah.
I don't
Yeah,
know. I mean, I'm
it
excited.
does make me
It makes
I
me
wonder.
ain't
happy.
complaining.
Makes me happy that we're getting it
That
a
pre-order
couple days sooner.
money's going
Absolutely.
to better use.
Yeah, it was just so strange to me. It was like, because they had it at October 25th, but they're like, oh yeah, that would have been super fitting because Arkham Origins released.
So
on
what are
that
we
day.
doing when this ends up like Cyberpunk and this like is unplayable?
Oh my god.
We demand refunds. We send vitriol to
I'm
WB
just jumping off.
Montreal.
I'm just jumping off.
No. We ask Virtuous to remaster the game.
Oh yeah.
That's what we do. Immediately, we
no.
say we need a
Not really.
we
We'll
need
just
a
jump. I
we
really
need a
will just jump off
remaster
the
now. We need it now. Okay.
Bro, they're
go
gonna
ahead. What were you gonna
demaster
say?
it for like the PS4 and Xbox One.
And now revealing
systems
our
it's not
PS2
on.
launch game, Gotham Knights.
Now announcing our SNES port of Gotham Knights.
Yeah.
It's just a side scroll loop.
Nights on
But yeah.
The Gotham Knights Game Boy Advance port.
Oh yeah. It's just gonna get ported to all consoles, no matter how old it is.
You remember whenever the Simpsons game, it's the one that was called the Simpsons game, remember it's like reveal trailer that was like releasing on everything. Had
Oh,
like
yeah.
Dreamcast,
That's
Amiga.
Yeah.
They
Gotham
should
Knights.
do
No,
that
no,
for the next Gotham Knights trailer.
Gotham Knights for the Atari 2600.
Gotham Knights for the Magnavox Odyssey.
Oh yeah.
It's just a Pong system, but with Nightwing.
I also did find it cool that Renee Montoya is in the game. I feel like we haven't seen her in much of anything since the DC
that-
animated universe.
that made me really happy.
Telltale.
That made me really
Tell-
happy
oh, yeah,
because
Telltale.
I really like the character. And yeah,
She was in fucking
she's not
Birds
in
of
a lot.
Prey. Everyone's just ignoring that whole
Batman.
movie exists.
Well, there's
I
a
hate
reason to
that
forget
movie,
it
so
exists.
that's why I hate that movie. So
Birds of Prey is not
I
that
haven't-
bad.
I haven't-
Jesus Christ.
I hate Birds of Prey.
I haven't even seen Birds of Prey.
I don't hate it, but I don't have a
Yeah, it's not
compulsion to
for me.
watch it again.
You guys just hate
I
women.
it.
I just haven't got to it.
I just want. I just said I hate it because I want to piss Alter off because I know he's a Margot Robbie stan. But
Oh, I thought you said yeah because you hate women. I was like, hey yo.
that's you, buddy.
Andrew over here.
No,
No, that's
Um,
Andrew Tate. Andrew Tate's
no,
thoughts
but-
on Birds of Prey.
I'm a little bit more radical than you, Marvel, in the sense of like I don't hate it, but I really thoroughly dislike it, and I won't ever watch it again
Yeah.
unless I'm like doing a video essay or something.
Anyway,
As long as you don't call it woke, we're good.
Oh God. All right.
Birds of Prey broke me.
Birds of Prey broke me. All right, let's talk about some
Yeah, bro,
some
we get.
shit. Because there's a
Can't
few
wait till we get the
things.
quartering on the podcast.
So Batgirl is just gone. The whole movie is just deleted, never to be recovered again.
Actually,
That's fine.
actually,
They can keep it.
actually, that's not true. Actually, that's not true. It was blocked.
Actually, that's not true. Actually, that's not true. Okay, I'm sorry.
That was a mistranslation.
It was blocked.
That was a mistranslation in the interview. It was like a French thing, whatever. And it was blocked. They tried to get to it, but it was blocked, so it's not deleted. Just to clear that out.
Okay. All right, screw that piece of news. But, yeah, the fact that they just scrapped that movie is just like is it's just sad. Because I was actually really looking forward to it. You know, besides Michael Keaton
Same.
being in there, and also Brendan Fraser as Firefly, I think was his character. Yeah.
Brendan Fraser reprising his role from Looney Tunes back in action. I was really excited to see that. Let's fucking go.
It's the
Yeah.
Brendan Fraser
Me and
Renaissance.
Swifty better be in like the front seats.
It's the
First
Fraser
people might take
cinematic
seven.
universe.
Yes, we're
Yeah.
just all living in it.
Yeah.
Fucking George
WB
comes out
could
of
name-
nowhere swinging into Batgirl.
WB could name Brendan Fraser's universe FU, and that would be perfectly fitting. No, that joke flew over everybody's head. I'm so sorry. I'm going to leave the podcast.
No, I got it. I got it.
Every day, slam my head against this desk and hope I don't wake up.
Can somebody pull up the Aquaman news? Because I don't have it in my notes here. Forgot to write it down.
I really don't.
Are you
need to know
talking about just
Aquaman.
about the release date?
Yeah, just the delays and stuff. The pushbacks.
Well,
Also, like,
So
Ben Affleck
there was
being in it,
two.
apparently.
Yeah, well, that's been known for a little bit, but
That's-
the
I
pushbacks.
mean-
There's two. So we got two pushbacks. We were supposed to get Shazam 2: Fury of the Gods in December, I believe.
Yeah,
Am I right?
This December.
So we were supposed to get that in December. Now that's been pushed back to March, which isn't too crazy. I can deal with that to an extent. But the only issue for me is like we've really gotten like no DC stuff this year, and we're just getting Black Adam, which I'm really not too excited for anyway. But then the icing on the top of the cake is
Hold on.
Aquaman 2, which got delayed again till Christmas of next year. Christmas of next year. The one that Alto sent in the chat is wrong. It said the 23rd. It's the 25th. That is just insane to me. It's getting over a year
25th.
delay. The Flash already was delayed a million times since 2017.
It's been
now
delayed.
Aquaman 2.
And Ezra Miller did the whole South Park. We're sorry.
Flash,
Also-
Sorry.
Flash has been delayed since its
Also-
inception.
Mhm.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Also,
It just feels like we're never going to get these
an addendum
movies.
to what you were saying. A thing to add to what Swifty was saying is actually they also delayed Black Adam.
Did they?
Oh, they did?
When did they delay Black Adam?
No,
Or what-
Literally,
like,
none of
like
us
this.
care. That's crazy.
yeah, they did. They said they said and we don't want to spend any more money this year.
Hold on. I heard differently today. I heard that Black Adam didn't
Like
get
they don't
delayed.
want to
Just
spend
that,
the money to
and the-
release two. So it was two
Now, hold on.
specific movies that they're not released here.
Now, hold on.
It was one with Florence,
Black Adam hasn't been delayed.
I'm still
Oh,
laughing at the fact that Shazam was
That's
pushed
not-
forward and then now pushed back again.
That's the dumbest thing I've heard. Yeah, I don't know. I haven't read
It got
anything
put back
that
to
says
its
Black
original
Adam
release
delayed,
slot.
That's right.
I looked it up and there's nothing. But there is more reports of Henry Cavill being in the movie, so that's kind of a win, I guess. I don't know. It depends on how they use
Then
it.
there's,
I'll
have you
believe
guys
it when
seen
I
that
see it.
James Gunn was
Me
reportedly in
too.
talks to
Yeah.
direct Justice League 2?
I heard that too. I don't know. I don't think I would enjoy that very much.
I mean, I like
I
James
really
Gunn.
wouldn't.
I like the Suicide
Yeah, but not
Squad
for-
and the Guardians of the
not for-
Galaxy films are fine.
Not for a DCEU Justice League movie, considering it's a sequel to Justice League, which is, first off, that movie should not be canon. The Snyder Cut should be canon. Secondly, if you're going to make a sequel,
just headcanon
I see you
the Snyder
I see you
Cut.
smirking over.
In between.
Yeah, but it's like they're not going to do that. Well, I don't know why they're keeping Justice League canon. It is why? What is wrong with you? The whole reason they canceled all plans for the DCEU future is because of the failure of Justice League, and then they want to keep it canon as the. It makes no sense.
I just don't want to pay Zack Snyder as the executive producer anymore. That's what it is.
I don't know what it is.
So yeah, we
It
won't.
just has to do. It doesn't have anything to do with the quality or the failure of the film. It has to do with the fact that they just don't want that man associated with anything for some reason.
Yeah, we don't want you to make
Well,
Teen
I mean,
Titans. We don't want you to make Justice League Part 2 and 3. But can you show up in Teen Titans Go for us?
Right.
They
Well, here's
also
the thing
don't
with,
want
like-
to admit that they made a big mistake as a company a lot of times,
Yeah.
repeatedly.
Yeah.
And,
Okay, so
you know,
I'm
they
sorry.
don't want to admit that, like, you know, Finch have been right about them.
Well, okay, so Alter, I just want to respond to what Alter said real quick. Because he said, you know, they don't want to hire him, they don't want him involved for whatever reason. I mean, look, in their defense, Zack Snyder was like one of the worst things to happen to the DCEU. And not that his movies, I enjoy two of the movies that he made in the DCEU. I enjoy Man of Steel, although it's far from perfect, especially considering it's a Superman origin story.
Yeah.
And I enjoy Zack Snyder's Justice League, although not that I dislike it, I've fallen out of love with it more now than when I first saw it. I don't think it's as good as it was when I first watched it on my couch
Yeah.
on my home screen, you know. But it's still good. It's his best DC movie by far. But Batman v Superman, super hyped up, was supposed to be this huge thing, was just a total flop. And on a critical standpoint, critics hated it. I don't think you should trust critics, but fans hated it too. Most fans hated it.
Yeah.
Most genuine DC fans didn't like it. I for one, when I first saw it, was really young, and I was like, oh well, I didn't get all of the like stuff going on in the movie apart from main shit that you see on the screen. Like, okay, Bullet in the desert, he's gonna go find Superman, he wants to kill him because he ruined his city, blah 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 blah, whatever. But then you watch it, you know, I think I rewatched it when I was like, once I turned 14, I was like, yeah, this is a colossal pile of dog garbage. Like, this is not good. And there's good parts in BVS for sure. There's really good parts. But as a movie, it's really bad. And
Warehouse
it
scene
just
carries that film so hard.
I know, it's sad that scene carries it. It's like Batman Arkham came in and just saved the night. But it's like it did such a disservice to both characters that I don't really blame them for scrapping Zack Snyder because he does not
Batman
understand
the
shit about
Punisher and
source
Superman
material.
cuckold.
Yeah. He just doesn't know anything about source material, and he uses Frank Miller as like his Jesus figure in his comic book
But Frank
writing.
Miller was against a lot of the way he wrote Batman in The Dark Knight Returns was way different than how Zack Snyder wrote like Batman
I
and
know,
Superman and BVS. Because even
know,
like
and
Batman
it's
in The
more-
Dark Knight Returns, he was very against killing, even though he arguably
Well,
slaughtered the Joker. But
I mean, he literally throws the gun and said, "This is the weapon of cowards." I mean,
Yeah.
come on, it's not rocket science.
Also, I mean, the thing with Zack is that, like, you know, it's basically just a misreading of Dark Knight Returns. So I do think Miller is not a very good writer, and I just don't, he's probably not over it. Mainstream comic book writer, which I'm very vocal about.
Yeah, I mean,
And it's very easy to misread a Miller comic because certain people actually on the
yeah, I
stuff.
mean,
And yeah, his comics have led to a lot of mistakes in the interpretation of Batman across the board.
yeah, I think
And
I think that the
kind of pushed the character back like several decades.
it did.
Just saying.
And I think that, I mean, this is just a personal opinion, but I think if you're really going to look at a Frank Miller Batman comic, look at Year One more than anything, because I think that is the far superior graphic novel to The Dark Knight Returns.
we all know it's
in my
All-Star
opinion.
Batman and Robin. Don't lie.
even though both those comics are severely overrated in the popular sphere of everything.
No, wait a minute.
Yes,
Dark Knight Returns,
yes.
maybe, because I'm not a big fan of Frank Miller's art.
Year one is
overrated.
over. Yes, it had an animated movie made after it. It has influenced literally every Batman movie with an origin story. It has influenced
Apparently,
like
Batman
countless.
only has.
Batman Year One is
Apparently,
not
Batman
goated.
only
That is
has
not
3
no.
comics.
it's like
Apparently,
top 3
Batman
Batman
only
comics
has
for
3
me.
comics.
It is.
And
Have you read any Batman comics? Top 3? Are you out of your
Yes, I
mind?
just like Year
Top
1 a
3?
lot.
I mean,
I
you can
never
like
get
it. I
bored
mean,
of Year
that's your
1.
opinion. But
It's been the one
to
I've
make it like
reread the
to make
most
like a
out of any of them.
to make a statement saying like, oh, it's top 3 for sure is like crazy because I would argue there's 20 different Batman stories that are better than Year One.
Name all 20 of them.
also, like, Year 1.
Go ahead.
Okay,
Year One's
all
not
the
a
ones
Batman
that are under my
story.
bed. I have 10 under my bed. Nightfall is better than Year One. Killing Joke is better than Year One.
Nightfall?
Arkham Asylum is better.
Killing Joke's
Nightfall?
definitely
No.
better.
As
Absolutely
a whole,
not.
As a whole, I think Nightfall's better than
No.
Year One.
No.
No.
Yes.
Nightfall
No.
is better. Yeah, it is. Yeah, it is.
No.
It's actually about Batman, guys. It's
We're
actually about
segregating the
Batman.
podcast now. Me and Marvel are going to start our own.
Okay, fine. Take
Batman Year
Nightfall
1
out.
isn't even about Batman.
Okay, for the sake of this list, for debate, I'll take Nightfall out if that makes you happy. Killing Joke is better.
Well,
I
yeah.
would argue that
Grant Morrison.
Killing Joke's my personal favorite
Arkham
of all
Arkham
time.
Asylum,
Batman.
Arkham Asylum is better. Dark Victory is way better. The Long Halloween is better. Yes, The Long Halloween is better. You
Arkham
cannot argue
Asylum,
that's not better.
I really
In-
like Arkham Asylum, but I don't know if it's necessarily better than Year One.
Oh my God, you're a traitor.
It's hard to say what's better, though, because I
Also,
think that I genuinely think Year One is a flawless graphic novel.
Wow, I wouldn't go there.
Look. I want to make a distinction here, though. I think mainly favoritism for these comic books comes down to personal enjoyment and what you look for in a Batman comic. So I prefer Arkham Asylum because that's the kind of atmosphere in a Batman comic I love, and I think for me when I read it overall I prefer that story. As an origin story, I wouldn't have it any other way than to have Frank Miller's. I would absolutely pick his over anything else in the main continuity of the original DC continuity.
Yeah.
But stories
Go ahead and just tell you my
generally,
top 3
I would
right
just
now.
say those are better in my opinion. But what? Go ahead.
My
Yeah,
top
so
3's
I'm
got to
curious.
be Killing Joke, Scott Snyder's whole run, and then Year One.
Yeah, Scott Snyder's run is pretty. Oh, it's so good.
Yeah.
There's a damn writer who should be writing more Batman stuff. Court of Owls is up there. I think with all that stuff, I think it's definitely up there.
It's
One of the best Batman stories
Like, it's-
of recent years.
They
It
all
is
kind of just
definitely,
kind of
a
go
modern
together.
kind of. It is definitely a modern classic, and I'm sure like in 50 years' time, it's going to be looked back as one of the best. But yeah, I still love Scott Snyder's run on like the whole New 52 run. Even when he did his own series, like All Star Batman was great.
Yeah.
So
I'll start
Okay, so
Batman and Robin
that
was great
debate's
now.
settled.
yeah.
That debate is settled.
I also really like the Dark Knight middles, like the two ones.
What is it? Wait, what one was it? What is it?
Dark Knight's Metal and Death Metal.
Oh yeah,
Oh.
Yeah.
Oh,
they're
okay.
good comics. Oh yeah.
I thought
I like
I thought those were really good event comics, and the art was stellar.
They're all right.
I love the art. But the comics for me are good, but the art is incredible. I love the art.
Greg Capullo is one of my favorite Batman artists
Yeah, I love
ever.
Capullo. Yeah, that's why I'm so excited for the new Batman Spawn comic. Because Capullo is like, perfect.
Yeah.
To capture them together.
Absolutely.
Just to bury this argument and never have to go to it again, what is everyone's top 3 Batman graphic novels or comic runs? And then we'll move on to something else.
Or Batman and Robin, Dark Knight Strikes Again, and
What a lying piece of trash.
Simpin' for Miller. Top 3, that's tough. I don't know if I could do top 3, but I could tell you what my favorite story is. And that's Long
Okay, go for
Halloween.
it.
Long Halloween is my favorite Batman story ever.
Okay.
So.
It's top 5.
AJ? Okay, shut up. You think year one is the number one? I don't actually have a problem
Said
with
it
you
was
putting it in the
3.
top 3. Oh yeah, you did say it's 3. Okay, fine. Whatever. That's fine.
Number 1's
Okay.
Killing Joke. It never will be replaced.
Okay, good.
Alan
Good.
Moore is my favorite
Good.
writer of all time.
I can tell where you get the eccentric enthusiasm. What about
So
you,
some
AJ?
enthusiasm.
Are you guys gonna let me speak?
Yes.
Okay.
Yeah, go ahead.
No.
I don't go with a specific story, but I go with like runs. My favorite one is the Neil Adams Batman run.
Neil Adams, okay.
And then yeah, so I would say is it's hard. Second favorite. Third favorite, I would go with
Bro, it is not this hard to come over the list.
I didn't even like it. I started laughing.
reading Batman my entire life, so it's hard to distinguish.
Look, he'll pause the line. He'll be like, "Hold on, let me go." Into
He's only read one Batman comic. He read the Neil Adams run. He was like, he thought it was the end all Batman. He read one issue of the run. It was like, this is it.
Masterclass.
I grew up reading the Neil Adams stuff, so I love it too.
And then for just like a story, probably put Long Halloween for the third one.
Okay. Yeah, Long Halloween is just fantastic overall.
I like Dennis O'Neill's run a lot.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, I literally listed that as my favorite one.
No, I'm just saying I like it. I'm just saying. It's up there. It's like top 10 for me.
All right.
Well,
Before the Batman tie-in
Then
comic, gotta
Neil
be like at
Batman
least like
is
top
just
6.
Then Neil Batman is just not on it.
All right. Let's finish up on our news portion before before we move on. So
Arguing about Batman comics.
yeah. So somebody mentioned Top Gun earlier, and I think it was kind of fun to mention that. Top Gun surpassed Avengers: Infinity War in terms of box office numbers, which is crazy to me.
I know.
It's
awesome.
It's crazy in the fact that like people still watch non-comic book movies. Like I still love that. Like I still love going to the theater and watching something different other than comic book movies.
Yeah.
Like I just watched like a few weeks ago I went to go see Bullet Train, and that was really good. It was fun, all that. So I hope
I think it's just nice to know that like there's a market for it at this point.
I mean, for me, I prefer watching. I mean, I might be in the minority here when I say this, but I prefer watching films that aren't comic book films in the theaters, just because I think that's what movie theaters were meant for originally. I mean, now they've become much more accustomed to, box
Movie
office.
theaters were designed around Tommy Wiseau's The Room.
Exactly. I mean, that's the gold standard. And unfortunately, no MCU film has actually passed that standard. But I mean, what
I
does it
still don't
make?
think
Like
any
seven,
MCU's ever
seven,
topped
7 trillion? Was it 7 trillion or 100 trillion at the box office? I don't remember. It was between 7 and
It
100.
made $17 more billion.
More billion.
But yeah, I prefer, not to say I don't love seeing comic movies in the theater, because there's nothing like it. They're
Well,
huge scale films with.
Well, the thing about comic book movies is, and particularly with Marvel movies, is that you know what you're going to get, like right from the gate. So,
Yeah.
you know, but the thing about, non-comic book movies, that you don't know what you're going to get. It's always like a surprise, whether it's
Yeah, I
good
didn't know
or
what I
bad.
was going to get from Big Short by Tommy Wiseau.
Yeah.
I think that's
Such a
the
good
beauty.
film, but it's not
Yeah.
even out yet.
I mean,
Move,
like, I just have such a like what I like for movies, so I just kind of go for everything.
Mm-hmm.
yeah,
I
that's
still
a good
haven't seen
point.
Top
It's like,
Gun, by the way.
Top Gun
I
is
haven't
great.
seen Top Gun Maverick. I haven't seen the new one. I really would like to see it. I unfortunately I didn't get to see it in theaters.
Yeah,
It was just bad
it's really
timing.
good.
I really wanted to see it. No, but I agree with you, AJ, in the sense of like a movie theater is meant for any kind of movie, and there's different times to see different kinds of movies, but movie theaters were made for the sole purpose of going to see a film with other people, anonymously. You don't know who anybody is, and just experiencing it with a mutual thing.
Yeah.
And you can do that with any movie, but it's but it's more exciting when it's not a comic book movie, because, like Marvel said, you automatically know exactly what you're going to see. It's going to be some action. There's going to be maybe some emotion and like some big set pieces. But other than that, everything. I mean, like I was happy when I saw Scream, although I knew what I was going to get because it's a Scream movie. Like franchise films, you really know what you're gonna see. Particularly with Scream 5, I've been a Scream fan since I was a kid, and I was like, yeah, I know what's happening.
Yeah.
And you almost know who the killer is. I mean, most people probably wouldn't have said it was Jack Quaid, but in the back of my mind, I was like, well, if it's not Shaggy, then it has to be Jack Quaid. But yeah, so I just love seeing movies that aren't comic related, because there's something interesting and very unexpected that can come out of it, especially with a crowd.
Yeah, like I saw Val in theaters, which was just
that would have been awesome.
such incredible movie to see in theaters, and to like see a variety of movies in theaters. It's like on separate occasions I've seen Val in theaters and I've seen these.
Yeah. So yeah, I'm glad that
all the different varieties.
I'm glad that people are gonna go see other types of movies. Hopefully we can get more people in movie theaters, or at least supporting movie theaters, because I know that everybody loves streaming movies, but like the fact that like physical media and like theaters are just slowly dying out makes me really sad.
Yeah, I mean, like, I'm one of the few that, I mean, obviously there are other people like me out there. Hopefully, but I'm one of the few who is a big fan of streaming. Like, I'll do it if I have to, but seeing it in the theater or buying DVD and watching it on a DVD player.
Yeah, I still buy like
that's just what feels natural to me.
Like I still buy my DVDs, I still buy Blu-rays, I still go like to local.
Yeah, don't get me started on physical media. I'll give you your most viewed podcast episode. Oh wait, I already did. No, I'm kidding.
It was, and then we made the porn video, and that just did even better.
It's also my idea. I'm just throwing it out there. Both are my ideas. I hosted both of those.
Anyway.
It is sad because we're coming into
on God.
We've been coming into the digital age for a little while now, and you just see physical media just slowly dwindling away. I used to look forward to seeing like a preview on cable television of like coming to DVD soon, and it's like nobody really talks about that anymore. It's like coming to streaming services on October 30th or something. It's like there's no fun to it. It's like I used to love, like when I was a kid, I would ask my dad, Can we go to the store? I saw that this Batman animated movie was just coming out on DVD. Can we go get it?" And you go search for the movie and see if it's there. It's like it's fun. I don't know. It's just
And you
it's lacking.
you never knew if you could actually find it, and it was kind of fun to like search for it.
And then when you do find it, it's like the greatest day of your life. There's no excitement to streaming apart from like
say that they still
HBO
promote
Max.
the Blu-ray releases of like MCU films a lot. Like that's still something
Yeah,
that
but
gets
I mean,
heavily
like, I
promoted.
don't
That's
care.
about it.
Right. That's
Yeah, I mean,
that
I'm
is
not
it.
buying Multiverse of Madness on Blu-ray.
No, I'm not even.
And since
The only. Go ahead.
I was just gonna say, for instance, I remember buying Batman Mr. Freeze Sub-Zero on DVD. It was just really fun finding it by happenstance at the store.
You know what happened to me? So I don't know if you guys did this, but me and my friends, when I want to say like 9, 10 years old, somewhere around there, if we were having a sleepover, I had this one friend their whole basement was like finished. There was a bed down there, and it was like a whole area. And I would look through his movies, and we'd trade DVDs. We'd say, okay, so I pull out the thing, and he had Mystery of the Batwoman, and he had Sub-Zero. So I'm like, can I trade these for like a Ninjago movie or something? Whatever it was back then. And that's missing now, because it's like nobody hangs out anymore just to say, hey, do you want to come over and watch a movie? Like, I love that. Every friend I have in person just doesn't. Every time I'm like, you want to watch a movie? They either fall asleep or don't get into the mood. And I'm like, what? Like, movies are great. Like, bonding experience, and it's just fun. But like movie trading was a thing. It's a thing of the past now. And if I have kids, hopefully I do. I
had a similar experience. Just
you want to know something funny? I did.
Or it wasn't physical like DVDs. I would trade like physical games.
I used to do that too.
Which is even more of a dead medium now.
I know. I used to. What did I get? One time, my friend at the time, this was middle school. It must have been like 6th grade, and he had GTA 4, and not me, but 2 of my other friends.
Greatest
had
game
GTA
ever
4.
made. Don't at me.
I wanted to play it, and he said, "Well, I have 2 copies, so I'll just give you this one for free." And it's like, now it's like you download the digital version. Basically, is what most people would say to do.
At the end of the day, you guys still can't play this, and I can.
Yeah.
I have it. Hey, I have it, and I have Edge of Time. I have Edge of Time, and I have Shattered Dimensions.
I don't have Edge of Time,
and
I'm not spending $50 on Edge of Time. Jesus Christ.
And I had. I don't know what happened to my Web of Shadows. I really don't know what happened to it.
Yo, that could be a podcast in itself. It's physical game inflation, bro. Oh my god, it pisses me off.
He's going to grab something. I
just feel like it's like I had this game when I was a kid. I look at my disc and it's like really scratched because I'm a retarded 7-year-old, so I end up scratching my copy. And so I try to go on eBay to buy another one, and it's
there it is.
$110 game, and I want to blow my brains
out. Web of Shadows. Oh, Ultimate. Okay.
Web of Shadows is even more expensive than Shattered Dimensions.
Web of Shadows. Okay, yeah. I don't have that. I have Spider-Man 3 on 360.
I have 2 and 3. 2.
I don't have 2.
Do you guys have this though?
And I have 3.
Yes, I do.
On,
No. Wow.
Right there.
Wow.
The goat.
That's awesome.
Wow.
What's your? Oh, I see. I've always wanted to play Batman Begins just to see what the precursor to
Alter,
Arkham was.
I have that
like
one
4
too.
years or something. You have Batman
That one
Begins?
too.
Here's
but
my
it's on the
original
GameCube.
copy of Lego Batman.
Yeah, I do.
Oh, you have the PS2 version. That's sick. There's
See,
something
you see,
about
I
old
played it-
games. It's better than new games, in my opinion. I don't know. Like old Lego games are they're just objectively
I
better.
reached my
You
copy
can't
of
tell me
Ultimate
otherwise.
Spider-Man or Superman Returns.
Like, I will never pay money to buy the Skywalker saga on Lego. I will play the old one, the first 6 episodes, because it was phenomenal. But I will never play the new one.
Okay, that's for
But it's so good.
normally I wouldn't pay $60 for a new Lego game, but have you seen the Skywalker Saga? Like the actual gameplay for it?
I don't like it. I don't like it because it's
Nuts.
not.
No, I
it's
love it.
crazy.
It looks sick.
It's too much. It's too much for a Lego game for me because I prefer the old Lego games. Like, I just like the simplicity of what a Lego game is supposed to be. And I think
Can we bring
Lego
this back,
Batman
by the
2
way?
is actually Lego Batman 2 is where I stopped playing Lego games because that was like the most evolved I could take it. Yeah, I played that. I have it actually.
I have it too.
I think the last Lego game I ever played, and I didn't even play that much. I got like a Lego DC supervillains like for my birthday, and it definitely felt like it wasn't it wasn't as good as the originals.
Yeah.
Batman games was what I was
Games are great.
What
Games are great.
ordering Lego Batman 2 and getting the Alexo suit minifig.
That was things. That's also stuff that's lacking nowadays. Is like stuff like that. Like stuff really doesn't happen anymore.
Like good pre-order incentives.
Yeah,
Like getting
and
like pre-ordering Arkham Knight and getting the action figure.
Oh
which
my
I own.
god, yeah, I have that too. I didn't get it from the pre-order, but I do have the action figure. I have a bunch of Arkham. I have the Scarecrow one. I guess real quick before we go into the next segment, do you guys own action figures? And if you do, what do you have that you have on display or like you keep in the box?
I don't own many anymore.
I own a lot of action figures. I own a lot of action figures because most of my childhood was with action figures instead of doing something more with my time.
The only action figure I have is sitting on top
Action
of that
figures
white
are
shelf there.
What is it? I
It's
can't really tell.
It's a Spider-Man one. I think it's like Tom Holland or something. I can't remember.
Oh
somebody
God! No.
somebody gave it to me.
I
was like, yeah.
Yeah.
I still have a Tobey Maguire Spider-Man action figure.
Oh, dude, I
wish I still had mine.
It's like
I have this really.
It's like super flimsy, but it's really good.
I have this really cool Toby action figure, or maybe I used to. I don't know whatever happened to it, but I got it when I was like 7, and I go to the comic shop and I'm looking at it, and it looks sick. And I found out that they don't make them anymore. They stopped after a certain point, but they're really rare. And basically, what it is it's normal Spider-Man, but it comes with like these rubber pieces to dress him up in the wrestler suit.
Oh, I used to have that one.
You used to have that?
I did.
I love that.
Yeah, I loved that thing. That was my childhood, and I ended up ripping the mask after like a year. I was like, "You son of a bitch!" No.
Yeah, that
But
that thing doesn't last at all.
I really like Marvel Legends and like DC Multiverse.
I remember that
figures.
the oldest action figure that I own is it's an action figure from the toy line from Batman Mask of the Phantasm.
okay, I gotta show you guys something
He's
real
gone.
quick. Real quick, I have this on display in my room, and I'll take it down real quick.
Batman.
It is a really old action figure. I never take out. I always have it on display. They stopped making this like a long time ago. It's this Carnage action figure.
Oh, I always wanted that one.
Yeah, I had it. So I had
Oh
one
my
when I was
god!
younger,
I've never seen it before.
and my brother, when we were younger, this was years ago, like at my old house, this must have been like 8 years ago. He had broken it somehow, and I was so upset because I got it initially because there was this stop motion run on YouTube called like Carnage something, and I really wanted that action figure.
Yeah.
But I
yeah,
ended up
yeah.
finding another one with the actual set piece that it comes with, like the symbiote stuff, which the original one I had did not come with. So I got lucky with this one. But yeah, that's my most prized action figure and my oldest one.
Wow. Awesome.
So I love this thing.
Since we mentioned Spider-Man, I do have like one last bit of news I want to talk about before we move on to our topics, I guess you can say.
Yeah.
So I don't think we mentioned this in a previous episode, but Spider-Man No Way Home is coming back to theaters. They're doing an extended version by about like 10 minutes. And it is, I don't know why it's 10 minutes longer, but it is known as
by 10 minutes.
By 10 minutes, yeah. It's like 12 minutes, whatever. And
It's just the same shit they do with Endgame.
Well, with Endgame, because I actually went to that one, and it was, they didn't even add it into the movie. They literally played the whole movie.
You're part of the problem.
I know.
The whole movie.
They played the whole movie, and then they did a thing where like Joe Russo or whatever is just like, here's this cutscene that we never finished, and it's just the shitty CGI Hulk saving like some people from a burning building or whatever.
Yeah, I've seen it.
Yeah.
Stupid.
That still doesn't
really
make any
hope
sense
that we get that.
because why would you just say, "Oh, we're adding this scene to the movie," but also we're not gonna finish it.
But
I'm
We're
like,
not gonna finish it.
yeah.
well, look, are any of you guys going to go see the More Fun Stuff version? I'm not. Are you? I don't blame you for going to see it. Are you?
Well, the thing is that like No Way Home is like one of my favorite movie theater experiences ever. So
yeah, it is.
So the fact that it's coming back, even for a limited time, just to see that in a theater again, makes me excited.
Yeah.
So
I might do it. I might go do it.
Like my birthday is next month, and there's no other movies like no other notable movies in theaters in September, and I go to movies.
Yeah. It's.
I just think it's kind of cheap to like only give us 11 minutes of footage.
I mean, that's fair.
Because initially there was like 30 minutes of extra footage that they could have put together.
No, hold on.
And put it in the film.
Initially, it was supposed to be on the Blu-ray.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh shit! Somebody's car going off.
And then they did the whole More Fun Stuff.
I can
cut
hear
the fun stuff in half.
I don't know what's happening outside. Well, can't cut that out.
No, it's
the
not
gang
coming
we're
out
having outside of
the
Morphe's
actual-
house right now.
We can't hear it.
Oh no? Okay.
No, you're good.
All right. Somebody's honking their
No,
somebody's
there's
car's
actually
going off and
bullets
honking
and
a horn.
groups shooting each other outside
Okay, it's
of.
all
Marvel lives in the ghetto.
Yeah, at least one person gets shot every day.
But yeah, I mean, I guess maybe I'll go see it with my brother just to kind of have that experience again, because it's probably it's in my top 3 best theater experiences, and the only reason it's not one, it would have been one if I saw it on opening night, for sure.
Yeah.
But it wasn't because my whole family had COVID the week it came out, and I had to see it the week after it came out, on the 23rd.
I remember that.
And I was like, damn it, like, I know what's going to happen.
Oh, I saw it.
I know all the leaks. So it was unfortunate.
No. Bro, okay, so I saw it opening night, right? So I saw it opening night, and I pissed off so many people because whenever Matt Murdock showed up on screen, I just screamed, "Is that Batman?"
I love that so much.
Yeah.
The only
There's
two
also a
movies
trailer
that
for Uncharted, and then me and this other guy were just yelling,
I
"Use your
remember.
web shooters!"
That's
Nice.
too good. You know what? A part of the reason I would go see it again is to see the trailers for the movies that are coming out soon. That's enough. I think
Honestly,
that
the only reason
I
I'd go
think
see
that
it again is just
trailers
so I
are
can
a
commentate
forgotten
over it,
virtue.
from other people's experiences.
Yeah.
People hate watching trailers, but I enjoy it
I love.
quite a lot.
That's the
Actually,
reason I get there
love
early, dog.
trailers.
yeah, me too. I'll go in 10
always
minutes
make
early.
I don't miss the trailers. Yeah, I don't like missing trailers because it's a fun part of the experience.
It's part of the experience.
It is
Yeah,
the
it is.
integral movie theater experience. You go there, you get your popcorn, you get your drink, you get your whatever, you sit in your seat, and then you watch the previews, and then the movie starts. Like, that's how it should be done.
Right. Yep. I agree. I just want to add real quick. I'm curious. No, go ahead. Go ahead.
And so they can't
All right,
do
silence, cool.
Previews. And I'm saying that as part of this generation, there's just a lot. There's just a lot of people who don't have long ones.
Yeah. What is the next topic at hand?
Okay, so do we want to start with the topic, or do we want to go with the discussion?
Up to you.
Before we start any of them.
Let's go topic.
Before we start any of them. Alright. I just wanted to just throw this out there. That whenever Swifty was showing off his Carnage, I was just trying to get something off the show. And I got completely sidetracked because I saw this on my show.
Oh, that's awesome. I don't have a DVD.
That was
$1
on eBay. That was crazy.
Really?
Yeah, $1 free shipping. It was crazy.
All right, let's do the topic first since I have that pulled up. Okay, so these next two topics were episodes that we tried to record a long time ago, like right after the Q&A video. It didn't work for various reasons, mainly on my part because I am an idiot and I forgot to unmute myself. So the whole video was just like, they'd be talking, then I'd just be silent the whole time. So we eventually, scrapped the episode and did something else. I forget.
Just edit yourself out of it.
Yeah. So I figured for the live stream, it'd be fun to kind of do those episodes again. I do it right this time and, do it live so we can't, edit out our mistakes. So I have a list here and I want to go through it.
Oh, God. The whole reason I have a career still is because you edit me out.
Yeah. So I'm going to go through this list here, and I just want to get your guys' opinions on these interesting comic book crossovers. So the first one I want to mention...
video that we recorded, and then you had to mess it all up, Marvel.
Yeah, I did. Yeah. So the first one I wanted to mention, and I know Alter will like this one very much, The Punisher meets Eminem.
This is the best one so far. You know what? Never mind. We can't outdo this one. When you start with gold, you just go downhill.
Yeah.
But anyway, this is the best Marvel comic, and it's actually canon. It's the 616 universe. So
it is, weirdly
Eminem is in the MCU. If they do a Punisher MCU film, they have to have Eminem show for a cameo. If they don't, I will actually be pissed. Yo, that comic too, the crossover one, is so expensive for no reason.
Yeah.
Because you can only get it through XXL magazine, which, by the way, no one bought XXL. All right, they're barely even relevant now. All right, it's like the worst hip hop magazine. All right, if you wanted a good one, go buy the Source or something.
Yeah.
Still, it was a weird crossover issue with them because it also had a poster of Eminem dressed up like the Punisher. God, I wish I owned it.
It's just such a weird idea.
I would pay an absurd amount of money for it. I would do ungodly things
Yeah.
for it.
Like, I appreciate the fact that Eminem is a huge comic book fan, so like he just wanted
Before
to
he
do
rapped,
something with them.
he wanted to be a comic book artist. You can look it up. There's like sketches he did of like Marvel characters, like the Hulk.
I need to see that. But
I'm
yeah,
pulling it up right now. Fuck it.
I mean, this is not the weirdest Punisher crossover. There's another one that's, I say, even more weirder.
Fun fact: before we move on to another one, Eminem showed up in an X-Men comic recently, so he's still a relevant character.
Yeah, he's a cornerstone of the Marvel universe.
He's a top 3. He's a top 3 Marvel character.
Pretty much Omega level mutant status.
Does that mean that him in the Venom music video? Does that mean that's canon to the Sony Marvel universe?
I wouldn't doubt
And
it.
that's just his Sony version of the character.
Yeah.
Maybe you're onto something. Okay, so
Shit.
next crossover I have, it was actually the start of my list because Invincible was out at the time. So I figured I wanted to mention Invincible meeting Spider-Man.
Invincible and Spawn one, isn't it? Oh no, wait, the Spider-Man one.
The Spider-Man one. So Invincible
Oh, yeah.
is
Yeah, that was really fun.
portaled into the Marvel universe, and stuff happens. I don't like. It's been a while since I've read that book, but it's not a bad crossover at all. I could tell Swifty's really enjoying really enjoying it.
Do the Giga Chat face you won't.
All right, let's talk about another crossover. I think we'll have more of a discussion, which is Batman and TMNT. Have you guys read that one?
Goated.
I
have
have not.
You've not?
I have read it.
No, I haven't.
I've also read.
Keep talking, I'll be right back.
Okay.
Batman. The one that was like set in Batman animated series.
Mm. Yeah, I read the 3 main ones, and then I've read bits and pieces of the Nickelodeon animated series crossover, and like they're all good, and like they all are fine. I think the first one is the best one for sure.
I've only read the first one and I've seen the animated movie. So
I think they're just really fun.
Yeah, the animated movie's really good. I gotta say.
Yo, can we talk about one real quick that I remember that I brought up in the original recording?
Sure.
It was the time that Spider-Man and the Hulk had to save the fucking Dallas Cowboy cheerleaders. That was I had the issue too. I have it. I own it. It is in my possession. It's the greatest thing I ever read in my life.
Oh wow.
Yeah. Mixed in with my. I showed it off in the episode.
Oh yeah.
Or in the original episode before you fucked it all up because you're a bitch. But
that's definitely an interesting crossover for sure.
There's nothing you can add to it either. There's like that's just it.
Yeah.
It's in the name. They saved the Dallas Cowboy cheerleaders.
Mm-hmm.
They did it. Son of a bitch. They men of their word.
And then Hulk turns.
I was reading and I was like, huh.
And then Hulk.
Yeah, holy shit, you did it.
And then Hulk turns over to Spider-Man and is like, hey, you get no bitches.
So. The Spider-Man just pulls just like Black Cat and MJ and Gwen Stacy out of nowhere and it's just like, what do you got, Bruce? Huh? You radioactive?
Oh, shit.
Also, while we're sitting here, I'll just throw this back off again. Boom, weird crossover. I mean, it's not really that weird. It's pretty cool, and it's still technically ongoing because every single NetherRealm game has both franchises.
Literally, yeah, that's true.
Also, does this count?
I would. I don't know.
Does Robot Chicken count as a crossover?
I mean, it would have to be them interacting with characters made specifically for Robot Chicken. So, I guess so.
Did they?
I
can't remember.
I don't think they did in the actual special, but I'm sure like in other skits they did. They probably like cross paths with other characters.
Yeah.
Oh, AJ's gone. AJ's dead.
Yep. All right. Well,
I'm
just me and you now.
I'm gonna get off real quick and then get back on because I can't hear Alter like at all.
Sure.
Oh, that's just your fault.
In a second.
Okay.
Which is weird because he's been breaking up for me this whole time. So.
Yeah.
All right. So. Let's talk about. There's a lot of crossovers we can talk about, like Marvel and Capcom.
Marvel and Capcom, yeah. The goated video game crossover between a comic company.
Yeah. Well, I don't know. Marvel, or not Marvel, Mortal Kombat versus DC Universe is still kind of up there. I mean, I still think Ultimate Marvel versus Capcom 3 is still above it, but
yeah,
I don't know. No, there's surprisingly a lot of hate for Mortal Kombat versus DC Universe for like no reason.
Sorry, guys.
It just became a thing. Like it just became a known thing that game sucks. Apparently.
Where's our fourth compadre?
He had to leave and then come back on. Something about him not hearing anything Alter was saying. So I'm just waiting for him to join you.
Just weird because I didn't hear anything he was saying the whole time. So just fuck him. He's a goddamn liar. Trying to think of other weird crossovers.
I have a list here. Like
there was a time that
but
I can tell you a weird one that's not even comic book related.
Spell it.
All right. Did you know Eminem had an animated series? So it was like a web show in like the early 2000s.
I did not.
It was fucking terrible.
I imagine.
It's the most just unfunny, raunchy comedy ever. But it is one of the few shows that officially has a crossover with South Park.
Okay.
So.
I think the best web show that ever came out was, I think it was called like Gotham Gals or something. It was like part of the DCAU.
There was also the Lobo series.
I never watched it.
It was also kind of part of the DCAU.
Yeah.
There's also a lot of stuff that John K. did. That's the only like web cartoons I can think of. Is like the stuff that the pedophile Ren and Stimpy creator made, and then like 2 DC shows and an Eminem show.
Yeah. There's nothing else after that.
Hold on. I just got this random thought. So, so now that DMC is doing a bunch of multiverse stuff, does that mean that 8 Mile is in the Marvel multiverse?
Yes.
It means everything. It means our existence is in the multiverse.
Could you imagine if
that means that 8 Mile
showed up in a Marvel comic? Just
like
out of nowhere.
Thor came out of like a dimension hole.
Thor's just watching the
camera to get me in a comic.
Yeah.
What are you simpletons doing? Hello.
Yeah.
Something like that.
Something like that.
I just want I just want one dialogue line in like a Spider-Man comic, where it's like something like it shows like a bunch of like influencers talking about Spider-Man. I just want to be there, just seeing like a Spider-Man gets no bitches.
Yeah. Andrew Tate in the Marvel Cinematic
I'm trying to think of other weird crossovers. So does Doomsday Clock kind of a weird crossover? It's definitely weird.
I would say so. Even though they're both owned by Warner Brothers, I would say that is a weird crossover.
What's more, they're both published. Like Watchmen was.
There he is. He's not dead.
By DC, but it was its own.
Sadly, I can hear Alter again.
That's a travesty.
None
of us wanted to live through that again.
Do not talk to me until you get you better join like a call of mine with like a woman in your lap, or else I just don't believe anything you're saying.
I'd pay to see that. So Swifty, I don't
He's
think
gonna
we,
join the next episode. Turn on his webcam. There's gonna be so many hoes with him. Watch.
Swifty, what's your thoughts on Batman and TMNT?
You remember, so I didn't read it.
Oh, you didn't read it? Okay. Did
I
you
mean,
watch?
generally, I think that's kind of sick.
Did
you
you
see
watch
the animated movie?
Jinx.
Yeah. I have seen the animated movie.
It is really good.
I hate you movie.
Surprisingly,
All right.
because when that movie came out, when I first heard about that movie, I was not sure what to think, and I was like, I don't think I'm gonna like this.
Yeah.
I like the Batman part, or I'll like just the TMNT part, because I'm fans of both things. But
Me too.
I didn't really think they would work together, but they did. It's a good movie. But I should read the comic. I have not read it.
That comic introduced me to one of my favorite memes ever, which was, this is where I watch my parents die, Raphael.
Raphael.
I watched my parents die, Raphael, and just
Cowabunga.
ratio plus L. He fell off. Okay, there was a thing that all my friends used to do where they would post that image and then like they'd have like Raphael's like text box blank and they'd post some like really stupid song.
Yeah.
Like I remember one time that song "Soul Train" by YB and Namir.
Yeah.
They posted that song with in the Raphael dialogue speech bubble.
I want
So it was like, this is where my parents died, Raphael. I was like, if I gave you all my love. Oh my god. That was like peak Instagram comedy.
I want somebody to make an edit of that now where it's, Batman being like, this is where my parents died. I watched my parents die, Raphael, and then him just being like, man, you get no bitches, dude.
I'm making it right now. No parents and no bitches, L plus ratio.
We'll have it as the thumbnail for the video.
Hold on. No. Alright. So
all you have to do is say thumbnail and alter in the same sentence, and he'll do whatever you want.
Oh my god.
Yeah.
I will make the greatest thing you've ever seen. But I will say, there was like, it was a big thing back in the day to like overdub like old cartoons and make like funny videos out of them.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah,
I'll never forget like they did a dub of like the 70s Batman series, like the 70s animated Batman series, and they had a fucking Scarecrow. Was like Batman was chasing Scarecrow, and Scarecrow just randomly was just
I know
like,
what you're talking about. Yeah.
well, at least I can talk to my parents.
You know who's gonna visit me in prison, Batman? My parents.
Bros.
My favorite is
They had Robin with like the really stereotypical gay boy.
My favorite is the 60s Spider-Man one.
It was like, bros, are you crying, bros?
Oh, yeah.
Yeah,
like,
bros,
it's just the
crying,
rain.
bros? Yeah. My favorite is the 60s Spider-Man one where like he sees Electro trying to rob a safe or whatever. So he pulls his camera out and he's like, man, I'm going to shoot really good porn of this. Electro catches him.
No, really.
With a wave of my finger.
There's one, a similar one. It's another 60s Spider-Man one, and it's something like J. Jonah Jameson's like, they'll never catch me in the skies. And they're like, sir, what the fuck is that on your face?
Yeah.
He just screams it. Oh my god, sir, what the fuck is on your face?
I love that.
God. Those are so good. What happened to that guy?
I have no idea.
Make all the, like, overdubs of cartoons. The Spider-Man ones were golden, and I like this Batman too.
Yeah, the Batman one was really great.
One time I watched an overdub of Sonic 06. It was like so funny yet so painful at the same time.
I think the most
that game is so funny and so painful at the same time.
Yeah, it's true.
Yeah, I think the most famous one has
the
to
game
be
is more painful than that.
I think the most famous one has to be "I'm the Juggernaut, bitch."
God.
Okay, so the next crossover I have is Archie meets the Predator. Yeah. That is a real
Archie
thing.
is a predator?
I've seen.
No, Archie meets the Predator.
I've
Archie versus
seen
the
things
Oh.
from this. I have never read it,
Not John K's
but
Archie.
I've
Got it.
seen. Oh my god!
Yes, this is a real thing that happened.
This
And
is a real.
I know, because you say that, and then people would just be like,
Can we talk
full
about
of shit.
Speaking of Archie, can we talk about the Punisher and Archie crossover? Where Archie got shot?
Yeah.
It's like point blank in broad daylight. Got capped in the chest.
Yeah, the Punisher was chasing, I think it was a drug dealer that looked exactly like Archie, and he chased him all the way to Riverdale or some shit like that. Comic books
He
are
just put a
stupid.
cap in his chest and just left him there.
Yeah.
Gruesome.
Comic books are stupid.
What was the zombie Archie comic? This isn't like even a crossover, but what was like the zombie apocalypse Elseworld story they did?
I don't remember. I don't read too
I remember
much
that
Archie.
one was just wild. It was just the most like unnecessarily gory Archie. Like it had the same writings, but it was just so gory for no reason.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Slapstick comedy, except the slapstick comedy was putting a hand through someone's chest and eating them.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
So it was just
Well, it's definitely more interesting than. Oh shit.
no reason.
Oh,
Oh
shit.
my god!
Okay,
where
I'm
the
back.
fuck did he go?
I don't know what happened there.
Yeah.
I wonder if it's still
You
streaming.
threw me off completely for leaving. Holy!
Okay, we're still live.
I mean-
Okay, good.
Archie has had some super wild like stuff happen during its history, and not just in the comics. Well, arguably, the company's history is more wild than the comics themselves.
I would
Very
say
funny.
that's
The
accurate.
fact that Riverdale exists is a testament to that.
Yeah.
It was like peak CW, but like not peak as in like good, as I mean like peak as in like that's what represents the entire company and the content that they
Pig
make.
trash.
I
There
wish
you
that Powerpuff Girls CW show came out because it would have been so bad.
I remember a few months ago, like I was
I
just.
still think for an episode we need to do like a table. We need like a round table like script reading of that Powerpuff Girls script.
Mhm.
It was so terrible.
Yeah. I remember a few months ago I was just scrolling through Twitter and somebody posted a clip of like recent Riverdale where it's like it's them getting superpowers and shit and like something to do with alternate timelines. I'm like, I can't get into this show. Like this is just I'm a comic book fan and this is way too much for me.
Yeah.
The Archie multiverse is a thing apparently, and that's pretty wild.
Lord.
It's very complicated.
If there's anything that's set in stone and that'll outlive everybody till the end of time, it'll be Archie.
Literally live streaming. And please, please, oh my god.
That should be a timestamp right there. That's not, I'm not even mad about that. That was just funny.
Well, that's not getting cut out. All right, let's talk about a crossover that is classic among classic. Superman versus Muhammad Ali.
Wait, what did you say?
Superman versus Muhammad Ali.
Oh, no, I heard that. I just thought you said Muhammad Ali
Muhammad.
the first time.
Oh my
Okay,
gosh.
so I want to speak on this first because I'm a huge boxing fan. And I do believe Muhammad Ali to be the greatest heavyweight boxer of all time. I can debate about that on my YouTube channel. So I have read this, and the ending always gets me because nobody really wins. I mean, it's just like they made it more of like a, well, Muhammad Ali's cool, Superman's cool, so we're gonna fist pump and it's all good, like that kind of thing.
Yeah,
it wasn't anything like crazy, but I enjoy seeing it because this means that Muhammad Ali is in the DC universe to some extent.
Yeah.
So I do like that, and it's cool to see him in a comic book. And I can't really say much about Superman because Superman's Superman, and you either write him good or you write him bad, and this was, fine.
Yeah.
So I forget if this was. I think this was 70s.
Yeah.
I don't think this was 60s.
This was
pretty
This was after the Vietnam. Yeah, this was after Ali opposed going to Vietnam, which sent him into retirement and everything for like 3 years or something. 2 years, and yeah. So okay, I'm gonna actually look up. I want to look up the date because if you know boxing, there's years of his life that are significant to throughout the 70s for fights and stuff. So
it's such an interesting cornerstone of like comic books at that time, where it's like this is a possible story that could be told. Like
oh man, it was 78. My
78.
God, that's late. He was out of his prime at that point.
Yeah,
but that's interesting.
And then he kicks Superman's ass.
I knew it was. I love the front cover of it too because you can see Batman in the front row.
Yeah, the whole audience is like full of celebrities and stuff.
Yeah, I love this. I haven't seen this cover.
What gets me is that somebody presented this idea, and they were like, "Man, we need to have a logical explanation of how Superman can get his ass beat." I was like, "Oh, just put him under a red sun. Yeah. That's it. He'll be fine."
Yeah. I'm going to be running and jumping around Superman, Clark Kent, because it's going to happen. It's going to happen. I am the greatest. That would be an interesting thing to see in real life.
Yeah. Speaking of, well, it's not boxing, but it relates to sports. Godzilla versus Charles Barkley.
Yeah, I was just looking at the list and I was like, oh, I forgot this was on the list, and I chuckled to myself because I was like, Charles Barkley meets Godzilla. Interesting.
This is definitely a product of the 90s.
You can tell. It's just like so, I mean, at least with like the Muhammad Ali thing, you had like, well, he was a huge cultural icon. He's one of the most recognizable faces. So it's like, there's some interesting backstory to be said there. But like Charles Barkley, first off, he's not Michael Jordan. So you would think Michael Jordan, especially because he was in Space Jam in the 90s.
Yeah, I was about to say, Space Jam was like, that's the main product of the 90s right there.
And I'm not saying, as a basketball fan, I'm not saying Charles Barkley's anywhere in the ballpark of mediocre. He's an incredible player, but like,
yeah.
I just think if you're going to have anyone, particularly a crossover with something in the 90s, you would probably go with Michael Jordan.
I feel like they had Michael Jordan at the top of their list and like, oh, we can't afford him. It's like, oh, let's get Shaq. Oh, we can't afford him. Who can we get? Charles Barkley. Okay, that's
what
fine.
do you mean you can't afford Shaq?
We can't go in debt.
Shaq would do anything, especially nowadays. Shaq does everything.
Yeah.
Also, like, why would you pair up a basketball player with Godzilla
and make them play basketball? Like,
why not?
Like,
why not? Yeah, that's the better question.
Godzilla will never balling.
I mean, if Godzilla can fly through the air, he can play basketball, right?
Mm-hmm.
I mean, that's
it's literally like 2 pages long. Just rampages through like New York or something, steps on Charles Barkley, kills him. That's the end of it.
It's just one of those ones where
Space Jam.
Yeah. it's just one of those ones where it's like it's sort of like the Archie and Predator one. It's like kind of super outlandish and like almost dumb to
Yeah.
have because it feels like they just shoehorn it in.
It's tacky.
Yeah. Like Spider-Man and Invincible is cool. Like that's a really cool crossover.
Yeah.
Well, now I think
one.
Ollie. Now I just remembered
Ollie
one that
and
was that's
Superman
an
is
actual comic that exists.
unnecessary, but I understand why they would do it at the time they did it, but it's still like it almost leans into that area of like it's kind of it's super unnecessary to do.
Well, Ollie and Superman is interesting more so for the time that it was set in, like and just...
Yeah, that's why I let it be.
Yeah, because
if it was today, it would make no sense. But at
Ollie
that time,
and Superman, it was kind of like two cultural pillars of the U.S. kind of facing off, and it just makes sense.
Yeah.
But yeah, Charles
Godzilla,
Barkley,
Charles Barkley, it just kind of doesn't make any sense.
Yeah. I just imagine.
I think we should move on.
About one that I just
basketball uniform on.
Yeah.
All right. Next crossover.
Hold on, I got one for you. That's probably not on the list. All right. So Star Wars and Indiana Jones was a thing.
Oh, yeah. I know about that one.
Yeah. I mean, yeah, makes sense, right?
Yeah, I guess Lucasfilms like their two biggest franchises.
Mm-hmm.
God, I wish it was canon. That would be so sick.
Yeah.
That would be really interesting.
She uses the whole.
It makes no sense from a timeline standpoint, though, because like Indiana Jones is like modern day, and God knows when. There was like a
long time ago.
Some sort of like commentary video. There was like some commentary video where it was like supposed to be a long time ago, but somehow it's still in the future.
Maybe it's a long time ago to whoever's in that in that galaxy, that universe.
Yeah.
Although that wouldn't make any sense because time is exactly the same anywhere in the universe. Sort of.
So if like say A New Hope is happening, would that be in their equivalent to like like their equivalent to the 1970s or?
We I mean, maybe.
From a timeline standpoint, yeah, it would make sense because Luke Skywalker in like the sequel trilogy.
Yeah.
So.
I don't know. All I'm gonna say is either way, it'd be interesting to see. But that one makes absolutely 100% sense why they would do it. But
yeah,
is it necessary? I don't know.
But the Simpsons now.
Is it necessary? Who cares?
It's a comic book. Who cares?
Yeah.
It's basically.
People don't read comics anyway, so fuck them.
Describes the whole medium. It's a comic book. Who cares? It's like the Adventure Time and Regular Show crossover comic that happened recently.
Oh yeah.
No one talks about that, but it happened.
Because comic books are fucking stupid. So the one I wanted.
It's also like the when DC characters were meeting up with like Hanna-Barbera characters.
Yeah.
In, like DC Comics.
It's funny you mention DC characters because the next one I wanted to mention was Justice League meets the Power Rangers.
That is great. That I don't care what you say.
This is a W. And then we can bring in that time that the Ninja Turtles meet the Power Rangers in that one live action show that no one talks about.
It was Power Rangers in Space. The team, the live action TMNT show.
That is awful. That TMNT show is just trash.
And then they have like a fifth Ninja Turtle.
They had a fifth Ninja Turtle who was a female named Venus.
Venus without a penis. It's crazy.
what made it even worse is that like they're all supposed to be siblings, but the other turtles are like hitting on her and like alluding to like having sex with her and shit, and it's like what is this show turning into?
10-inch Mutant Turtles. What did I tell you?
Ninja Turtles.
So Braun, it was his first directing gig. Turtles Next Mutation.
Before 10-inch Mutant Ninja Turtles, there was Ninja Turtles the Next
Series on
Mutation.
DVD. I bought that box set for like $2.
Shit. But yeah, I never read the Power Rangers Justice League crossover. But I hear good things about it.
I never read it either. I remember a few people that I watched on YouTube would talk about comic books that it was really cool, but that was about it.
Yeah.
That's all I remember from it.
I read it because I'm a huge Power Rangers fan, and obviously I love the Justice League.
Alright.
Yeah.
It was a great story. The art was wonderful. All around, loved it.
Swifty's like, I don't give a shit about either of them.
No, I forgot my mic was muted, but I said,
Fuck the Justice
yeah, I
League.
haven't either. When you
Fuck
said
Power
read
Rangers.
it, I said, yeah, I haven't either. I actually haven't read this one.
Yeah.
So yeah, in other terms, I don't give a shit.
Yeah.
Other Justice
Fuck
League.
Power
You want to fight? You want to fight?
No one's gonna know what I'm talking about because, anime.
Yeah.
The recent crossover, like the Justice League met like, how do you pronounce it, like Ruby or something like that? I can't remember how to pronounce it. So
Isn't that like not released yet?
really, it's out. It's a thing. There's a movie coming out for it, but there's a manga for it that's currently out.
For a second, I thought Swifty was like, "Hey, look at my Flash poster."
He's really flexing as a Flash poster.
Yeah.
I want to get a giant poster of Ezra Miller's Flash and just put it in the middle of my room.
I used to have one of those like years ago, and then he became a psychopath.
Please send it to me if you still have it anywhere on you.
up.
Just mail it. Yeah.
Frame it. I'm gonna get a picture of John K too while I'm at it, because you can buy a signed. Oh, absolutely. I'm gonna have my problematic shrine. It's just everyone is getting canceled. Get an R. Kelly signed CD and put it up there.
Wow.
But back to what we were talking about, Ruby and Justice League meeting up. Yeah. I don't know. I haven't really watched much of Ruby. It's a stylistically cool anime, I guess. I don't know. Justice League meets up with it. That's cool. I only care about Batman. That's about it.
Yeah. I mean, it's fair.
I am Warner Brother. People always talk about how it's bad that Warner Brothers only promotes Batman stuff, but Batman stuff's the only thing I consume, so
Yeah.
I'm part of the problem.
Yeah.
Sure is the
I'm
problem.
sure, like, we've all talked on this podcast about how much, Batman, we love Batman, but at the same time, it's just like, we want to slow down with Batman. Like, we just want him to just kind of fade.
No, actually, I think they should just keep going. I think they should absolutely just keep making Batman, because it's the only way you're going to get me to buy anything. I would not have bought Batman Soul of the Dragon if they called it like a Bronze Tiger movie.
Yeah.
By that.
It's a great film, too.
I mean, it's okay. I thought it was fine.
I liked it.
It's weird because it's a Batman movie that didn't really need Batman to be there. Like, it could have just been fine on its own.
Yeah, he plays no role in the plot. He's also barely in the suit for a majority of the film.
He's just
kind of there to look cool and to sell DVD copies.
I just wanted Batman.
I mean, it's the
to
same thing with like
become
Assault on Arkham, where it's mainly a Suicide Squad thing, and Batman's just kind of there at the end to just kind of tie it all together.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Like, Batman didn't need to be in that film. They could have made it without Batman in it. But it was probably better with Batman, though, because Kevin Conroy.
And I mean, they didn't need
Built
to
different.
tie it to the Arkhamverse either, but, like...
There's a lot of things that Warner Brothers does not need to do, but they do. They didn't need to cancel Batgirl.
That's true.
Discovery.
Yeah.
Sons of bitches.
They didn't need to have David as their director, president, person.
Yeah, but just Discovery was like, "Hey, take this take this paycheck," and they were like, "Yoink!" So
They saw money and they were like, "What? Ain't no way!" And they took it.
it's like, we want that. It's like,
They're kind of getting rid of everything because they're trying to. David Hasselhoff or whatever his name is trying to,
yeah, that's it.
to get them out of debt.
Yeah.
Because Warner Brothers has been in debt forever, so I guess I get why he's doing everything, but it's just like
David
do it better.
Hasselhoff.
I'll take that.
That's his
Just
name,
so I don't
right?
have to pronounce that guy's last name. I'll
He'd
call
be a better
him David
president of
Hasselhoff.
Warner Brothers than the current guy.
But that is
They should sell SpongeBob to WB.
that is an insult to Hasselhoff. Gotta say.
Listen, bro. The only thing I know him from is like the intro to Baywatch and the SpongeBob SquarePants movie.
Why did I have a feeling you were going to bring that up? Like, I just knew that he's like...
I literally just mentioned SpongeBob.
Yeah. I know. No, I was like, he's going to mention SpongeBob.
Hot Man running in slow motion, and then Hot Man carrying SpongeBob and Patrick to save the king.
Yeah.
We should do a SpongeBob retrospective. That would go hard on the podcast.
Yeah.
I'll add that to the list.
Ever-growing list.
Okay, so next crossover I have... There's not many of these left, but Star Trek meets X-Men.
Patrick Stewart's in both of them, imagine.
But
Yeah, I was just gonna say that.
just, but this is Jim Lee's X-Men meeting
two Patrick
60s.
Stewart's on screen.
That'd be fun. But no, this
It's like
is
the New Mutant and Next Generation crossover. Yeah. It's like the sequel.
Yeah. This is classic series Star Trek meeting Jim Lee's X-Men from like 92.
The best Star Trek meeting one of the best comic book artists version of the X-Men. Got it.
Yeah. Okay,
I'll die on that hill that the original Star Trek is the best Star Trek.
It's true.
I mean, Star Trek's weird because it's like I like certain bits and pieces. Like I haven't watched any of the shows, but I really like Wrath of Khan, and
I think the Wrath of Khan is one of the best sci-fi films ever.
I like the J.J. Abrams films. They're pretty cool.
Like my three favorite sci-fi films are Empire, Wrath of Khan, and Terminator 2.
Good list. It's a good list. But yeah.
Well, my top three sci-fi films are The Room, Ultra Christ, and The Batman.
Yeah. Yeah.
The Room is a sci-fi film, right? That's a film about an alien, right? Gotta be.
I mean, he blows his brains out without actually shooting the gun, so it might as well be sci-fi.
It's telekinesis, bro. I'm telling. This is my new fan theory for The Room. Tell me why Zoe is actually just an alien in that film.
Yeah. All right. What do we have next on the list? I'm sure I have at least another one.
Hold
wait,
up.
I have one. I have one that
I'm gonna
AJ
make sure it's
probably likes.
like actually a thing. Let me back it up real quick.
Do you know that Sonic met Spawn?
Well, do vaguely remember that. I remember when it came out. I do remember when it came out, but I don't think I ever read it.
I remember seeing something about it, and then
Y'all talking about the Mega Man and Sonic comic?
I actually did read that in
Oh yeah,
in middle school. It was good.
yeah. That was great. Seeing Sonic and Mega Man together is wonderful.
I want Sonic to cross over with Dragon Ball, and then Dragon Ball gives Sonic so much shit of how much they stole from Dragon Ball.
Oh, please, please, that would be great.
I'm still waiting for the canon Dragon Ball film that comes out where Superman actually beats Goku and it just sets every single version weeaboo on fire.
Yeah.
Because hear me out, right? Goku is like Virgin Jesus, and then Superman is like peak masculinity. So you got the two of them going against each other, and it's hell of a fight, man.
Mm-hmm. All right, so we have one more crossover on the list, and it is probably the greatest crossover of all time. Amalgam Comics.
You're lying.
Amalgam Comics.
The Room meets Batman.
The Ruby's
You know, I actually own. I own 2 Amalgam Comics. I have the Challengers of the Unknown, like meets the Fantastic
Congrats.
Four.
Yeah.
I have the Dark Claw Adventures #1.
I used to own the.
How much is that?
Probably not worth much.
It's so wild, though. Like it's
It's interesting because it's so 90s. Like you
Yeah.
can see that, and you're just like, that is firmly a 90s book.
So we have like the end of the multiverse like saga. The MCU should just then be them crossing over with the DCEU,
Oh, I want
killing off every single character ever, and then rebooting with an Amalgam Comics cinematic universe.
then Disney buys Warner Brothers Discovery.
Yeah.
And we just have Amalgam now.
Yeah. And then just the rapture happens.
Yeah. Yeah, I used to own the Super Soldier.
That's gonna be
book.
what ends the world whenever Warner Brothers is eventually inevitably bought by Disney. Whenever I'm selling my soul to Disney, so I end up in a Marvel movie.
Yeah. If you're selling your soul, maybe you could be Mephisto.
Good point.
You can have one more day.
I'm trying to play Eminem in the MCU.
But what would he like? What would Mephisto take from Alter? Is my question. Because he's not married, nor should
Media
he be.
collection, obviously.
You take a look.
Media collection.
He would get all my hoes. What are you talking about?
The media collection. That would be his most prized possession. So.
Besides my women, I treat as objects, like I'm Andrew Tate. He would get my top genus, straight from my penis.
I want your top
Top
genius.
Giga.
Oh man.
Oh, you said Giga. I thought you said something else. I was like, we're alive, sir.
I know. I was really worried for a minute.
It kind of lagged on my screen. I was like, hey, let's...
Well.
Okay, so
just scrap the episode
Dark Claw
entirely.
Adventures #1's only worth like $20. That is crazy.
He's doing the face again. God damn it.
No. Oh no. Oh no.
I looked up Dark Claw, and the first thing that came up was a Pokemon card, like trainer card called Dark Claw, which is $15.50 for no reason.
Yeah.
Let's talk about Pokemon next. Why not? I'll be the only one talking.
Did Pokemon ever have any crossovers?
Yeah, I was gonna
with
say
anyone?
I don't really know much about Pokemon.
Know everything there is to know about Pokemon. That's where I get my hose from. Pokemon hose instead of Pokemon Go.
I mean, Pokemon was on like 4Kids, so they could have crossed over with like TMNT and One Piece or whatever. It's
They had those little they had those little segments.
I need to do a video on
in
4Kids.
like in commercials for 4Kids where like all the characters would come together. Anyone remember that?
I don't remember that, but I watched a few years ago. I found the 4Kids national anthem, which is them just singing the American national anthem.
Mm-hmm.
It's terrible.
That was so terrible.
Yeah, it's bad. It's really bad. How long have we been streaming for?
I looked up Pokemon crossovers, and the first thing that popped up was a fanfic, and I don't want to read it.
Yeah.
They did I guess we can count Smash Bros. And
Yeah,
like multiverses.
That's fair.
Yeah.
Yeah.
We talk about that Adult Swim short thing, that like Learning with Pibby thing, where like every cartoon character ever showed up in it.
I mean, we could. Just none of us but you would have any input on it.
False.
I would have so much
know
input
that.
on it.
I know.
I know that.
Why do you say that?
I could comment.
I really wish that they would just go ahead and just finish making that show, which probably Warner Brothers Discovery probably canceled it, and it's gonna make me blow my brains out if that's the case.
Yeah.
Because that short was so just an insane concept. They didn't even have just Cartoon Network characters either. It was like just like Nickelodeon characters in it.
Yeah.
Like SpongeBob was in. How do you get SpongeBob? Speaking of weird SpongeBob things, there was like an SNL skit that was like making fun of like political cartoons, and they got Tom Kenny to voice SpongeBob in it. That was pretty.
The best thing Tom
wild.
Kenny ever did as SpongeBob was reenacting certain film scenes, like Revenge of the Sith.
Oh yeah.
It was really surreal to hear like Tom Kenny officially voicing SpongeBob and talking about like communism and capitalism.
Yeah.
They're proofreading it with SpongeBob in the skit, and he's like, I don't know if I should be reading this book.
Okay, so before we move on to our discussion piece for the podcast, I think we should have a little bit of an intermission. Just a quick break, like a quick 10-minute like breather, because we've been streaming for over 2 hours now. So I'm gonna get a drink, and we'll be back here, I guess, in a little bit. Let's say. How's that sound?
Yeah, I mean, 10 minutes is fine.
10 minutes, okay. All right. So...
I'm literally gonna sit here the exact same.
You'll just be muted because they won't hear anything.
I'm not moving.
And we're back.
Yes,
It's a
we are.
living hell.
So they're eating food, or at least Alter and Swifty are, because, fat bastards. But,
Yep.
So the next big topic I wanted to kind of tackle was a discussion piece we thought of. Well, it came to mind when we did the Q&A video.
Yeah.
Just enjoying it. So one of the questions that was asked
Milking
in
the
the
shit out of
Q&A.
it. Oh my god.
So one of the questions that was asked during the Q&A was, is Doctor Strange a superhero? And in the middle of the episode, we kind of got the gears turning, figuring that could be an episode all of itself. And same thing with the interesting crossovers where we recorded it eventually, but then we had to scrap it because
When did we record this one?
We recorded it at least a couple months after the Q&A, I want to say. It was in like that.
Was I even in the Q&A video? Was this before I was part of the podcast?
Well, you were technically in there as like a video message letting everybody know that you're joining the podcast, but like I think after that is when we all
Oh yeah,
did
that.
episodes. Yeah, that's when we all did episodes together and stuff.
I forgot about that.
So we did the video.
My first episode, it was pretty cool. I mean, not my first episode. I did that. My first episode was like a Mortal Kombat episode, wasn't it? The first one you had me on.
I can't remember. Oh yeah, we did the that was episode 4, I think, of the podcast.
Yeah.
We were talking on Mortal Kombat and what have you. So, but I think
Look at us now, huh? It's like that Paul Rudd interview. Look at us
Look at
now.
us
huh?
now.
yeah, literally. So the discussion piece I have here is what qualifies a superhero, and hopefully we can get through this relatively well. Cause
Yes and no. That's just my answer.
Yeah. Well, first I wanted to ask you your general thoughts on what you think qualifies a superhero, in a sense. AJ, starting with you.
I'd say a superhero is a person who is like beyond the capabilities of the normal person who chooses to do good.
Mm-hmm.
Bullshit. I could be Batman if I wanted to.
It falls under that too, because he is beyond anything any of us could do or anyone on the planet could do.
Yeah.
Basically, I'm like Batman, except I'm poor, and instead of no parents, I got no bitches.
I was gonna say, do you have $1 billion? Or billions of dollars to spend on your crime-fighting career?
I don't think so.
That's what I thought.
I can't spend money on gadgets, bro. I spent it on DVDs and physical games.
That's true. That's true. Okay, Swifty, you're next since Alter's stuffing his face. What are your general thoughts?
I think a superhero. I disagree with AJ on the sense of I don't believe it has to be someone that does something extraordinary than a human being. If that's, I don't know if that's what I took from what you said.
I was saying like what's beyond anything a normal human.
What a normal human is capable of.
Okay, so yeah,
So Doctor
did
Strange is
Batman,
false
man.
because I can morph reality.
I disagree. I want to go into why I
Well,
disagree. And then I'll
I can
tell
do
you
this.
why.
So he ain't special.
Shut the hell up. Just stuff your face.
Okay.
The reason I disagree with AJ is, AJ. I was about to say Alter. Is because it fundamentally debacles human superheroes. Yes, you can bring in the fact that they have billions of dollars, but I do believe that, like,
Daredevil's blind.
well, like take Batman for instance. He wouldn't have any of the same things he has if he wasn't a billionaire, right? But I do believe that in essence he would still be Batman without the billions of dollars.
No, I wasn't saying it based on the billions of dollars.
Okay. But that's the thing, is like Batman isn't an extraordinary person. I mean, he is, if you want to say that, well, he knows all these martial arts and he's like a master escape artist and he's the world's greatest detective, but world's greatest detective is a very broad term. And there is things that Batman has not solved alone or in the matter of minutes. Mm-hmm. But what I'm getting at is I believe it's in the heart of the person that takes up the mantle of whatever superhero they are.
Yeah.
And I do believe it can be achieved by a normal person if they have the drive and most of all the patience and discipline to put themselves in that situation of saying, there's a world out there that's bigger than myself, and I want to fight for these people because they don't have a voice or they can't fight for themselves or the system is corrupt or whatever it may be that they decide to fight for.
Systematic racism.
I think anybody could be a hero, but what qualifies a superhero is putting aside your personal pride and accounting for other people to take care of them because you know it's the right thing to do.
Oh my god, bro, it's not that deep.
It is that
deep. Like a bat.
All right, Alter, you should have never been in this podcast.
He has like PTSD from when he was 10.
Wow.
Maybe I do. What are you going to do
about furry with PTSD?
Go ahead, Alter.
Do you want to? Yeah.
Alright, so what I think qualifies as a superhero, I'm gonna be real. What qualifies as superheroes is a dude who dresses up and fights people. I don't know.
Oh my god!
Someone who saves people in a costume. That's what I would technically consider a superhero. Also, could kind of consider anti-hero depending on how good their actions are. But like, yeah. Would you look at that? It's all the time I have. Oh, it's great.
All right, yeah.
One just went off and it's not letting me turn it off. So
I want a taco.
It's just kind of like over my face.
Can you see why I'm worried about this topic, audience?
Marvel, what do you qualify as a superhero? What do you think qualifies it? I'm most curious to hear yours.
I think, like, I'm in between.
Bitch.
I think I'm in between, like, yours and AJ's points where it's like, you know, putting aside their personal pride in a sense, but also has to be something more than, you know, just ordinary, I think. But
because it's like, you know, I see is like, I absolutely agree with what Swifty said, because what makes them a hero, what makes them super is, you know, is their extraordinary abilities, whether it be powers or skills. That's what gives them their super.
I think mainly what I would say is I would agree with AJ under certain terms. Like, if we're saying ordinary people, like someone who's on Wall Street and like works a normal day job and doesn't have any aspirations to be something more than their life in their world, I don't think that would be a person that could be a superhero. But it has to be someone who's willing to change and accept change, and realize there's a bigger thing than themselves. So in a sense, I guess I agree with him on that. I mean, me and AJ have a very like neck and neck view of like what a superhero is, but I think it's
I was
no, go ahead.
I'm already assuming that, you know, person had to be hero, you know.
Mm-hmm.
Because like what Christopher Reeve said, you know, a hero is an ordinary person. You know, I'm just paraphrasing. An ordinary person who, you know, decides to do good things.
Yeah.
And that's what makes a hero. Hero is like, you know, having the heart to be set apart and, you know, fight for the people who don't have people to fight for them.
So my question to you would be like, what what is an extraordinary person? Like, what qualifies that?
It's kind of,
Okay.
basically like kind of throwing themselves into the pursuit of helping people, beyond the call of just like, like a police officer, like beyond the call of duty or like military, what have you, just beyond any reason,
Okay, so in that,
sacrificing your livelihood, even your life or your relationships, like with Spider-Man, just giving your all into something that's bigger than you.
so under those lines, I absolutely agree. So I think we do agree 100%. I just worded it differently.
I thought that was already.
Anyways,
guess
A-Train is the best superhero. I'm
So-
just gonna throw it in.
So okay, so no, it just took me a second to understand that he doesn't mean like extraordinary in the sense of like you have to have an ability or you have to be given these sort of like Hal Jordan is given the ring. That doesn't make Hal Jordan a superhero. What makes Hal Jordan a superhero? The ring just allows him to put what's in his heart to use. So yeah, I absolutely then yeah, okay, we're all on the same page then.
When I say
it was just a matter of wording.
extraordinary, I'm saying like beyond the normal person.
So well, see, that's the thing is like, it really is a philosophical like, what is a normal person?
Like average Joe, like
Right.
Someone who has 9 to 5 doesn't imagine anything bigger than.
Would you say that? Would you say that a normal person could become an extraordinary person by change?
Absolutely, absolutely. I mean, being a superhero is about change.
So that I think that brings me back to my main point. Is like it could be
every
normal.
hero.
I don't think you guys are describing a superhero. I think you guys are just describing Christianity.
What? Oh, what is wrong with you? I don't even get that. Like how? Bro, I don't.
You have to change. And any average Joe can.
Heavenly Father, we pray.
So I've been zoning out this whole time. I could care less about what makes a superhero or not. Either way, he looks cool. He fights people. Buying tickets.
Buying tickets. Well, okay. Well, I think we got that out of the way. So we're all pretty much in agreement, except for Alter, who thinks that, fight crime, wear a cool suit, you're a hero.
So I was going to lead into my next kind of question.
Train is the best superhero. I'm dying on this hill.
Except when he runs through a literal person.
It was an accident, man. We all make mistakes. It's not part of being an average Joe.
Have you ever ran through somebody's girlfriend?
No.
No.
Figuratively, yes.
Absolutely. I've done it twice, actually.
So,
I ran through yours in a different way, though, you feel me?
So my next part of the discussion, and I guess we kind of already answered this in some respect, it was going to be, is it the powers that make the superhero or the person that makes the superhero?
I think it's the heart.
Yeah, it is, but I do think in certain superheroes' cases, it's a bit of both. Like, so in Superman's case, Superman is in essence a good person and believes in humanity. So right there, the heart is what matters. But Superman wouldn't be able to do the things that he does as Superman without those powers. So sometimes they go hand in hand, but like if Superman was just Clark Kent but still had that mindset, he would do something else to make the world better.
Actually, I can. I'm going to challenge that.
Okay. Yes.
I think Clark Kent is Superman regardless of powers.
I didn't hear what you said. Say that
His
again.
heart. I think Clark Kent would be Superman with or without powers.
No, I agree, but I'm just saying he would have to use another way to do that if he didn't have those powers.
Yeah, because I was gonna say Clark Kent isn't gonna be able to lift up like a building to save like dozens and dozens of lives. He would get crushed.
Clark Kent saving.
Thinking of it like Spider-Man 2. When Peter Parker doesn't have powers, what does he do? Saves people.
Yeah.
Yes, but
same would be the case for Superman.
Absolutely. I agree with that wholeheartedly. I just think that I'm pointing out that he wouldn't be able to do or be the symbol necessarily that he is because of his powers.
Yeah, but I
just think it's a different kind of superhero.
It's not about like, the symbol. It's about, what you do.
It's the damn S, AJ. The damn S is all that matters. No, I'm kidding. No, I think the reason that Superman is such a symbol in the way he is in the comics is because of his... It's not just because of his powers, but it's the mixture of heart and abilities that makes him the symbol that he is.
I feel like in that case, Homelander is just as good of a superhero.
The way I see it is, hero is not a thing you are, a thing you do.
Up, please.
I just thought of Maxwell Lord from the Wonder Woman movie. That's what it just reminded me of.
No, I mean, look, Superman is the character. Superman is all the character. That's his heart, 100%. That is what Superman is.
Not just Superman.
I'm just pointing out that he wouldn't be the same superhero in a sense of, as a whole larger scale, he wouldn't be the same Superman if he was just Superman without powers. That's all I'm saying.
And maybe the circumstances would change, but
yeah,
he would still rise to the occasion and
for sure.
Man.
He would.
Yeah.
I just think that it would be interesting.
He's not beating the fuck out of Darkseid. Let's be real here.
I would think that it would be a very like strange and interesting comic idea if they kind of put that into use of like, what if Clark never got powers?
Darkseid and gets his ass.
Shut the hell up! Shut up! What if he never got What if he never got powers, but he still becomes Superman? How would the symbol of hope look? Would it look different? Because there's a lot of superheroes that are similar in vein to Superman, but are not the same. But people that don't have powers and dress up in a suit.
We were talking about Doctor Strange.
Yeah, and do larger than life things because of their heart.
Mm-hmm.
But how would Superman's evolution as a symbol of hope
the fucking question.
be different? Okay, I'm leaving. Okay. Yeah, go tell your little niece. Tell your niece to friggin' count the alphabet or something.
Is it gonna mute? Can I please be muted? Be granted these privilege. All right, see you guys.
All right. Now we can get back to the discussion, I guess.
Yeah, he's out. He's out. He left.
Screw him. I think I pretty much in Swifty's camp where it's like, I mean, it is pretty much the person that is really the hero, but I feel like the powers would kind of help in a sense, having these extraordinary abilities, to kind of make much more of a difference than, say your average Joe trying to throw on a mask and beat up guys in an alleyway or some shit.
Yeah.
So that does muddy things a little bit because not all superheroes are super.
That's true. Yeah,
not
all of them.
I mean,
original.
Batman
Oliver-
does just fine.
Yeah.
But I guess that gets into is like, what do you qualify as powers? Like say,
Anything that's over the normal human capability. Is
Batman's
a superpower.
utility belt. Would you count that
That's
as
exactly what I
superpower?
said, Josh. That's exactly what I said.
I know. I'm
Said
just
beyond
using your
your
word.
normal capabilities.
Okay, here.
Arguing with me.
Watermark to Batman Ultra 7. That quote.
But
Okay,
yeah,
so
like
what AJ said. That's what counts as super, like being a super powered superhero.
Yeah. But yeah, like as far as superpowers, like would you count something like Batman's utility belt as a superpower? No.
No.
Iron Man's armor.
No.
No.
Those are abilities. They're not like
Yeah.
They're just
powers.
tools. Yeah.
Because
Yeah,
power,
that's-
I constitute powers as like otherworldly abilities.
Yeah, I agree. It's like
Because
Okay,
like Spider-Man being able to shoot webs out of his wrist, that's not normal.
Right.
That's true.
I would say, because the argument could even be, it's like, well, if Batman's utility belt is a superpower, then Oliver Queen's bow and arrow could be a superpower.
Yeah.
Like it's
Which means we ourselves could have superpowers by just
I could take my bed frame and put it around me and be like, this is my armor, bitch.
I'm a hero now.
Yeah.
You see, I'm gonna use this. I'm gonna use this Powerade bottle. It's
To fight crime.
a superpower.
Yep.
Yeah. That is a superpower.
Powerade man. Pending.
And I think you can get a little bit deeper with it though, depending on the ability, because of like Doctor Strange is a good example. Like his cape, his magic, are those superpowers or are they just abilities from these things? And I think in Doctor Strange's case, yeah, they are just abilities, because without that cape, without that magic, he wouldn't be able to do anything.
Though I do agree the cape's not superpowers, but I would say the being able to do magic, that's a power.
I would say
But
so.
here's a good argument though. Is like not a good argument. I'll play devil's advocate though. Is magic a superpower or is magic magic? Or should they be separated?
It's like, if magic's not a superpower, then what's the difference between magic and laser beams?
I mean, yeah, magic's not a normal thing and like very abnormal. So
And
Yeah.
they're both energy sources. Like laser beam, energy, magic, energy.
mhm.
Nope. Here he is.
Here he comes.
Or it's his little cousin. Hi guys. So
Okay, bitch, I swear to God, we gotta wrap this up. We gotta wrap this up as soon as possible.
You can just
Okay, let's continue
You
the
just leave,
conversation.
dude. If you don't have time to stick around, you can just leave, man.
All right. Well, let me conclude on my thoughts real quick. This man, Doctor Strange, terrible person. Hate him. Know him personally. Kind of a dick.
Okay.
All right. Appreciate
Okay.
you guys for having me on.
Yeah.
I'll see you whenever.
That was Elder.
See you
I'll
next
talk to you later.
episode, I guess.
Yeah. All right. See you.
See you.
Probably the most random exit ever from him. Anyway,
Mhm.
and yet he's still here. Why are you still here? No.
There he goes. There he goes.
Gone.
I mean that was a very altered exit.
Yeah, it
true.
was.
When he says he's going to, and then he just exits.
I thought he was going to say something way worse though. Like just it was like
Yeah.
so. My concluding thoughts: Andrew Tate is the best superhero, or some shit like that.
Oh yeah, yeah.
So, but yeah, you are right in the sense is like what can you really qualify as terms of powers or not.
Yeah.
Something like Oliver Queen's bow, like I don't consider a superpower, or Batman's utility belt. Like those are just
Because
objects.
those are Those are man-made tools.
They're tools. That right there. See?
Yeah.
Just
Because, like, well, there is only one loophole with one character that I could bring up.
Let's hear it.
Is the Unibeam from Iron Man.
Oh,
Because the arc reactor is part of his body.
yes.
I thought you were going to say
There
the
is a
Green
loop-
Lantern ring.
No. I mean, that is a power, obviously.
Is it? Or is
Yeah,
it an object?
that's a good question.
Is it
That's
an object that
exactly.
he uses as, his power? So,
I would say it's an object he uses. I think I'm in that camp. And AJ just looks like he's frozen.
he's just out.
Oh, there he is.
Well, he's gone too.
I'm here.
I think I would constitute Tony Stark's arc reactor as a tool. I don't think it's a superpower. I see where you're coming from because I can understand that it's not natural.
Yeah,
But-
I'm just playing devil's advocate.
Yeah. But hey, I said that. No, I'm just kidding. I see Marvel over.
Yeah,
No, but I would just say that it's not because again, the arc reactor is a man-made thing. And it's
saying
more of
that
a weapon. Go ahead. Oh, I thought you were going to say something.
I was just saying that I was playing devil's advocate.
Yeah.
I don't really believe it's
Stop
powers,
advocating for
but
devils.
That's what, but that is something someone could say,
Yeah.
and
Yeah.
there's slightly an argument there.
I mean,
Okay,
yeah, like
I've-
in the case of Iron Man, he can fly too. So, like,
Right.
does that constitute a power or like?
Okay, so here's something that I think I know what you guys are going to say, but I'm just curious. Would you constitute Captain America as a superhero in the sense of powers? Because in reality, he doesn't actually have many powers in a sense of like magic or otherworldly abilities. He just has he has enhanced human abilities, like
superhuman strength and all of that.
yeah. So
That's-
would he
that's
be considered a superpowered superhero, or is it more of like a? Because he is genetically modified.
I feel like
So-
that could count in some sense because he's not
Yeah.
he's not an average person, carrying around a shield and throwing it. It's like he is physically
Right.
different, and he has
Yeah.
added ability. So I would say that counts on that. So
Yeah.
I mean, and same thing with like Luke Cage, unbreakable skin and everything, and the enhanced strength.
Yeah.
That would constitute powers.
yeah, he is altered in a sense, but it's still like powered. And
What about Ant-Man? See, no.
No,
well,
those are tools.
Yeah.
yeah, that's true.
Ant-Man can't do shit without that suit.
Technology.
I mean, it depends though, because not every version of Ant-Man is the same
True.
in terms of equipment. Some have it as a power, some have it just as like equipment that they use. So
I mean,
Yeah.
it would be a case by case basis.
Yeah.
but I think in a general sense, like Ant-Man would be like those would just be equipment or tools that he'd be used to fight.
yeah.
crime.
Yeah.
So I wanted to, because I have my list here, and I have a list of heroes that I wanted to go through to see if they really qualified as superheroes. Well, the first one I think is pretty easy, Superman. I think we can all agree that he is a superhero.
He's the greatest superhero.
He is the
The
quintessential superhero. Batman / Iron Man.
Yeah.
Or just what it means to be a superhero.
I guess just as a superhero, like, would you qualify them as that?
Yeah.
You would? 50 cut.
He's like cutting out. I don't know what's going on there.
His internet's
My bad.
yeah. So, I don't know. This is a weird case where it's like, I guess they could be counted as super because they're like.
Well, I think we already went over this with the whole like what constitutes a superhero.
Yeah.
And
I would say though that
under that.
I would say though that Batman, in terms of what it means to be a superhero in the heart, I would say he's more of a superhero than Iron Man. At least in my eyes.
It depends on the
it
depends on the interpretation.
Oh.
Yeah.
I mean, Batman's not an asshole intentionally, but
unless he's Batfleck, then he's an asshole. But
or when he abuses his children. Anyway,
when he's written by Frank Miller.
Yeah.
Then he's really a dick there.
Yeah.
I'm the goddamn Batman. All right. So, Doctor Strange.
Yeah.
We would count as just general superhero.
Yeah.
We would. Okay. Would that go for Dr. Fate too?
Complicated because Dr. Fate isn't just a Dr. Fate isn't just a guy in a Dr. Fate costume who can use magic.
Right.
He's basically being controlled by an entity.
Yeah.
So it's different. Maybe he's more than a superhero. Like
that's why I put these two together. That's why I put these two together because it's like they're not only just protecting Earth, but they're also fighting threats on a more cosmic scale.
Well, I'm just saying, like Dr. Fate. There's a delineation between Dr. Fate and Doctor Strange because Doctor Strange has the abilities on his own. Dr. Fate, it's like higher other level, you know?
Yeah. Who else you got? Come on, keep on coming.
Aquaman. Would you count Aquaman as a superhero? Even though he's the king of a whole,
that's true.
Civilization.
That's true because if you want to count, that's an interesting point because they're like civilizations are precursor to humans. So are they actually? So is it superhuman or are we just less powerful versions of whoever came before?
Well, I would say you could say the same thing about Thor.
Yeah. Although he is otherworldly, he's not from Earth.
Well,
yes, but
that's true.
But I see what you're saying. He's a god. He's not really a superhero. I mean, that would be the debate, rather.
Because he's a god.
You could see he's protecting Asgard, but could you really see him, save a cat from a tree or something like that? No.
Also, there's the delineation of he's a quote unquote god, but he's also an alien.
Yeah. Oh, Swifty said.
Oops, sorry.
All right, the last one I have on my list is Green Lantern. And it's also the kind of thing where, yes, he does protect Earth, but also he's protecting an entire sector. Like, he's a space cop. Yeah. So...
I don't think what span of, place that depends, determines whether or not they're a superhero.
Yeah.
Superheroes protect... Superman protects the entire universe, I'd say. Because he's always going, to and from all across the universe, wrongs.
Yeah.
And destroying evil. So I'd say Green Lanterns are superheroes. Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah. Like, the way that I thought of that one is because, he is, all of the Green, they're all Earth-based characters. But at the same time, it's they're also part of a structured organization of, people who protect the galaxy in a sense. So it's like,
Oh, you know what's also another structured organization that protects the galaxy? Justice League.
well, yeah,
Specifically, like, top JLI, JLU.
hmm
Those are, like, gigantic number of superheroes that, like, protect
That's true.
across the globe and all across the universe, and sometimes multiple universes.
I guess you can also make that case for like the Thanagarians or like the Nova Corps too.
Mm.
It's just like, so, yeah, that fits. All right, I don't have anybody else on my list, so how should we end off this topic?
What do you think is a superhero? Plus,
All right.
if you're wrong, maybe we'll talk about you on a podcast.
Just talk shit about me. The only way you're gonna revive the pop culture pack is just talking shit about me on stream. I don't even know how to answer that one. I'm stumped. It's just what an interesting case study, right? Like it's not a lot of people really think about this kind of thing when it comes to superheroes, whether it's in media and such, where it's like what is that fine line, right? How far does it span, or what are the parameters?
I do know there's at least one book on it.
It's probably written by Grant Morrison.
There is Super Gods, which is a great book by Grant Morrison. It's one of my favorite books.
Yeah.
And then there's one book by a psychologist or psychiatrist, one of those. Obviously, just the same thing. Who wrote a book like about what is the superhero?
Nice. So I guess we should move on from that. So we asked for Q&A questions, but I don't think we got any for the Twitter and stuff. So I think unless you guys have anything else to add on, we can just end it here.
Well, I have to add that I got this sick Flash poster. No, I'm just kidding.
Earlier.
Are you showing off the Flash
I
poster?
was like, he's gonna do it at some point. He's gonna show it off again.
Fulfilled the prophecy.
Yeah.
Ezra, please not be trash.
Oh man, I'm just really excited for the fall to come. Finally, I feel like 2023's.
Birthday.
Yeah, me too.
AJ's birthday is in a few weeks, everyone.
It's on the first day of fall, guys.
Yeah. And September is. I'm trying to think of what's happening in September apart from your birthday.
Not much, really. There's
No.
really nothing happening the rest of the year as far as superhero content. Like, this summer's basically just been a bust. If we're being
Yeah, it
truly
sucked.
honest.
It really sucked this year.
Like, I'm trying to
like,
think back, and I'm
we
like
got
the only
Batman, but that's it.
the only things that really come to mind for just like the summer season specifically is like Thor: Love and Thunder and like Super Pets. And that was it.
I wish it was like we used to have summers where the whole summer there would be like good movies out.
Yeah.
So like
Like there were too many good movies.
yeah, and they weren't all superhero
Yeah.
movies.
Yeah.
But they were just generally good movies, and it'd be like the whole summer. It'd be like every week or every 2 weeks, you'd be like, "We're going to the movies. We got to see this new movie." It was like it was fun. You could hang out with people, and
I missed when there was like you know, like a whole blockbuster summer kind of.
Yeah. I hope that we can get that again, but theaters just seem to be dwindling apart from superhero movies.
I will say that I plan on making my first movie at least by May, so
Which is exciting.
it's something I've been writing for a long time, so I'm excited about it.
Get people into the theater somehow.
Also, like Superman Last Son, I could see us doing that like next summer.
Yeah. Cold Dark Night seems like it's a bit away.
Yeah.
He froze for me.
No, you did.
Okay. Did you? What was the last? What was the last thing you said?
I just heard Superman's coming out in the summer. And that was the last thing I heard.
Oh, I said Dark Knight very close to that too.
Okay.
Yeah.
Gotcha. Yeah, I mean, hopefully we can get it in sometime in a winter kind of setting. So there's snow. And,
I'm hoping to film it December. Probably.
Yeah. It would be really cool because hopefully by then we're, able to hang out more and like actually get together.
We will be. We will be. I will move.
Well, it would be cool to go on location and stuff and like go to other states and just see what's out there and see filming spots. But no, so if for people that don't know, I'm writing the music for Cold Dark Night, which I'm very excited about. I've never written a score, so I'm like really
excellently too.
Thank you. Well,
the world
hasn't
hasn't even heard. The world hasn't even heard the the Cold Dark Night theme.
It's a demo, but it is a demo, so it has much work to go. But the demo was good, so I think. But
which means it's going to be even better.
I was gonna, thank you. I was gonna segue with that though and say something I'm working on before we call it quits here with this episode 75 extravaganza.
Yeah.
Is I'm working on a 2004 The Batman theme song cover, like right now as we speak. Like I was working on it earlier. So hopefully I might release it as like a single and like put it on the B side of a single just to have it out.
I love that.
Put my nerdiness out in my music career. Yeah. So
we should try to see if we can fit that into.
Yeah. Well, what I'm doing. Well, maybe I shouldn't give away the whole thing, but I'll give away some of it. Is I'm doing like a bit of a medley of each of my favorite Batman themes. So I'm doing that one, and then after it, I'll probably go into the Matt Reeves one because they're in the same key actually.
Yeah.
And then I think I'm gonna go into the Dark Knight one. So fun.
Perfect.
So yeah, that's
and
what
I just
I'm working
want to let
on.
everybody know that I have no contributions to this project. So.
Your presence is enough. It contributes as much as we need.
Be one of the consumers, You'll be able to watch it.
We'll give you a free tape. Before we erase it from the WB servers forever.
Yeah, before it gets lost to WB servers. It's like, oh, god damn it.
I was reading on Twitter when we were in our break that apparently WB is letting filmmakers, or not filmmakers, but the directors of Batgirl have secret screenings of it to people that haven't seen it before they lock it in the vault forever. That was literally what it said. Lock it in the vault forever.
Just dump the fucking movie on HBO Max. Like, that's it.
I know. And it's like
called it a funeral screening.
Yeah, that was the one I saw. Yep.
That's sad.
It is. And apparently they're not sure if they're going to destroy it or not because they want to prove to the IRS that they're not using it for tax money. I'm like, what is wrong with you people? Like, oh man.
Insane.
So, yeah.
Didn't they come out and say literally, didn't WB was like, we're literally right, like this is literally a tax write-off. Like, so, I don't know.
Yeah.
Just put the fucking movie out. Like,
said that about Scoob too. So
well, I think that's all I have to contribute.
Okay.
Also, I'm writing a book.
Are you? Did you tell me about this?
I started writing it I was outlining it last year,
Oh,
and I'm finally writing it, and it's like 8 pages in.
Oh wow.
nice. Marvel, when's your book coming?
2037.
The stories of a DC fan coming to a Barnes and Noble near you.
It's all
Pre-order now.
It's all just me crying. Why did you do this?
It's not even writing. It's just emojis.
Yeah, literally.
The crying emoji.
Shit like that.
It's
the
just
whole book.
screenshots. The whole book is just
The
screenshots.
life of a DC fan. And just you open the book and it's just blank pages. Okay, well, I think that's going to conclude for this episode of the podcast. This is actually really fun, and
Yeah,
I'm
just something. It was something different.
yeah, for sure. That makes me curious, though, for the people watching. Would you like to see more live stream type content?
Yeah.
You know, should we break away from the recording? You know, hour episodes where it's just nothing but a flat image the whole time.
Yeah.
Would people watch more of this? I'm actually genuinely curious.
Do you like our faces? Do you like our faces?
Yeah. Growing in the beard.
That's the real question.
Well, if we're being true here,
Leave it in the
everybody
comment
just
section
came to see
below.
me. That's like nobody came to see you guys.
Exactly.
Come to see me.
Why people like this? So, do you guys have anything to plug for your YouTube channels before we leave? I know you talked about other projects you're doing, but is there anything on YouTube you like to throw out there?
AJ, do you want to go first?
Sonic video will come.
At some
It
point,
will come. It will come.
There will our like kind of group or whatever.
Yeah.
We're going to make an announcement of certain details with the.
Mhm.
Yes, it happened again. It happened
Yes.
again. Okay. What I was saying is, our little group we're gonna make an announcement of certain details regarding our fan film movies. Big details.
Yeah.
Look out for that.
Mm-hmm.
And I mean that's about it. I'm writing a book. I'm planning on making a feature film next year. So big.
Really good. Yeah. Swifty, is there anything you want to plug?
On my side of the pond, I'm gonna start doing. I was gonna do it tonight, but then I wasn't sure how late we were gonna run, so I'll probably do it tomorrow. What's tomorrow? Thursday.
Thursday.
Right.
Yeah.
I'll probably do this tomorrow afternoon or Friday. I'm gonna continue my Assassin's Creed Ezio collection live streams.
Exciting!
I'm on Revelations, so excited to get that out of the way and clean my hands off of Ezio and move on to Connor Kenway. Okay, sorry, shut up. I know how that sounded after the fact, and it was this. This is what made it. And then hopefully I don't have Assassin's Creed 4 on PlayStation 5, but hopefully I'll get it by then. I have to spend money on Gotham Knights, so eventually, so I'm kind of saving everything for that.
Mm-hmm.
And I'm just pushing out Gotham Knights content, but I'm working on getting some other channels together. They're all kind of branches of the Swifty channel, so I think they're gonna have Swifty in the name, but like I have one I'm working on called, I don't even remember what it's called, but it's something relating to Assassin's Creed, so I have some Assassin's Creed stuff.
Where's
I have a
the
Call of
cancer
Duty
treatment?
Zombies channel. Yeah, actually, so that was something. Marvel and I have a podcast called Intensive Treatment, and it's turned into a bit of a Sonic video mishap where I keep saying I want to do more, and then I never think of ideas, or I just don't look at them, and I don't plan a date to record.
It'll come back eventually.
Yeah, they'll make a return. But I would like to get back
in
to
all
that.
fairness, my Sonic video didn't take as long. Just saying.
Oh, wow. Okay, well, just saying,
our intensive treatment video on Gotham Knights got 1.5K views, which I was very happy with.
Actually did really well.
Yeah. But other than that, I hope to get that back on course.
Just be a reminder that that the most views I've ever gotten has been 100.
100.
I've gotten a couple hundred like outside of live streams, but dude, have you noticed the algorithm on YouTube is so messed up right now?
It's always been bad, but it's gotten worse.
Look, I don't have many subscribers, but I have 94, and I've gotten 7 views. That's the most views I've gotten on my past 3 videos. Is 7 exactly.
I
What the hell?
Yeah.
I think I have like 80 subscribers, and I usually get 100 to like 80 or whatever. Well, 100 is really good for me.
Yeah, that's all I have to plug. Just so yeah.
Yeah. As far as me, I'm gonna try and I've been working on reviews like crazy. I've got the Destroy All Humans video at the end of the month on the 29th, which I'm really excited about.
We know.
Spider-Man I've been working on, Spider-Man PS4. These guys have seen an early cut of it, and they hated it, obviously.
It sucks so bad.
I'm sorry. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, I've shown them the Spider-Man video, and they liked it, I'd say.
I loved it. So did Alter. No,
It was great.
sure DJ did too.
Great.
So I'm gonna hopefully release that on September 7th, and just to coincide with the anniversary of the PS4 game. It's been like
How could you say that September isn't that important for superhero things? We're getting the best superhero review.
I mean, just releasing like movies and shit.
Come on, guy.
I mean, it's important for me for different reasons, but
It's important for the community.
so
Important for the Speaking Nerd podcast.
So yeah, I get these 2 big reviews coming out. Hopefully they do super well. And I've been trying to get back into doing other content, like the ranking videos and some other stuff. There's one I want to do with AJ about Superman. Hopefully we can get that recorded soon.
I've been trying to do content. Period.
Eventually, it'll happen.
Eventually.
So, yeah, there's lots of things to look forward to, and I'm really excited about it. So, as far as the podcast, we got some episodes lined up. We got some topics to talk about, and some interesting ones, some weird ones for sure, and
And we'll be terrorizing you on a weekly basis.
Of course. Because that's our motto here at the Speaking Nerd Podcast, is to just terrorize and destroy.
We live by.
Yes.
We live by. It's become a blood oath at this point.
Yeah.
So, until next time, don't forget to like, comment, subscribe, share, all that fun stuff if you're new. Be sure to follow us on our social media. Everybody's got links everywhere, so... Okay.
Take care of yourself.
We will see you all later.
I don't know what he's doing. So yeah,
In
go
the
follow
deep dark lair
these
of the Batman.
Forest Fire for Speaking Nerd Podcast. Hashtag.
Yeah, let's interview Forest Fire.
Yeah.
Petition it.
So yeah,
Turn it into the Snyder.
go follow these guys on YouTube. Go follow them, Twitter. Links down below for those. And
I have a bigger Twitter following than both these guys, so
shut the fuck
follow
up.
me.
True. True, but you know what? You'll get it in the end. You'll get it.
Anyway,
I'm the top G.
Yeah, of course you are. Yeah, just top G shit right there. Anyway, don't subscribe to Alter. He's, he left. So
He left.
Yeah.
since he's gone,
He left us.
we don't need to advertise him. So he ain't shit. But
Yeah.
we'll see you all next time. Thank you all so much for watching, and of course, don't forget to take care of yourselves. See ya. Just gonna